What up? What up? What up? Pantheoners, planet fanaticsers, chill mongers, squad homies, dread measers, Sorianite, ATL blurs. What's going on?
Should have had my team
Hey,
ready.
Yeah,
Right.
for
Talk
sure.
about
How
Nicki Minaj.
everybody doing? How we doing out there? Chill monger, how you feeling?
Great.
I'm doing okay. I'm loving the thumbnail that Darius put together as usual. Aging. He used AI. He did one of your tricks, Tina.
Mm.
Where's Darius? Why is Darius not here? Where's he at?
We always be in Darius' house before he get there. We be in there. We be in the refrigerator. Got our feet up on the coffee table. We
Okay,
real
okay.
comfortable over here.
Got it, got it. I'm
Mm,
in the light
for
somewhere.
sure.
Okay.
Uh-huh. ATO Blur, what's going on, man? How you doing? How you been?
On, Doc. How's everything? As I said before we went live, we're going to be doing a live tonight on our channel, so I'll only be with you guys for a little bit. So if I
For
have to
sure.
cut out, that's the reason why. But I'm glad to be here as always.
For sure, for sure, for sure. We'll get through the introductions here so we can kick this thing on off. Before we do that, got Tina. See, this is why you don't let me ride. This is why you don't let me drive. We got Tina. She dreads me. How are we
Hey,
doing down
y'all.
there?
I'm good. I'm good. Glad to be here with y'all. We need to do these monthly meetups once a month. I like
Oh,
talking with
sure,
everybody.
for sure, sure. And Torian, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. This should be a very interesting discussion, an ongoing discussion.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So where do we wanna kick it off at? What scoop? What additional information that we got this week? What's most intriguing to everybody?
I think we got to go to Cosmic Wonder, who talked about it, the T'Challa thing, as if it's gonna be a recast.
Oh, I didn't hear that one. Let's check that out.
There, it was very plain and to the point. I watched it before we got on here.
I'm presenting it. Hold on. You guys can fill in the dead air.
I think the basis was that it's not, TJ little T'Challa Jr. over there, and that it would be a straight up recast. The fact that he got the T'Challa there, they got little Toussaint's picture up in there. He's willing to show that it's a clear, not that the other thing was
Is
what
this
was so
Alex?
encouraging about it.
Alex? Is he
Hmm.
like he's the one with Cosmic Wonder? Okay.
Or no, is it Alex? What is dude's name? Warren. Warren, I
Oh,
think.
okay. So this isn't Alex. Okay, got it.
Yeah, yep.
Ever where it was revealed that T'Challa actually had a son, and his name was T'Challa as well. That was their original plan to move forward to have a T'Challa in the MCU. But based on what we've been hearing from reports, it seems like they're abandoning that and
It was echoing.
simply are going the route of recasting a new T'Challa. What will the story be like in the MCU continuity-wise? We're not sure. However, the reports have told us that they are deciding to recast T'Challa because they are in the multiverse saga right now. So
So basically, it's not gonna be Toussaint, and it's gonna be T'Challa recast. That was the first part of it. I'll play the second part of it because I know we'll ramble and I'll forget to. But I just want to emphasize that he talked about not being Toussaint, and the plan is the multiverse saga.
they are deciding to recast T'Challa because they are in the multiverse saga right now. So we are assuming this new Black Panther will be introduced at some point in time during the multiverse saga, either in Avengers Doomsday or Avengers Secret Wars. We're not really sure when Black Panther 3 is going to come out yet, if it's in between Doomsday and Secret Wars, or if it's coming after, and that's when we get our new Black Panther. But one thing that kind of points us towards the movie possibly coming out before the end of the multiverse saga is the fact that Denzel Washington has already confirmed that he is going to appear in Black Panther 3. And from what we've heard, it sounds like he is going to be playing the villain. And whether the
Okay, we'll go back to that.
Real
That's
quick
good. That's
though,
good.
why did he have those two pictures of those specific two actors up there with flanking Black Panther? Like John David Washington and what's my man's name?
Aaron Pierre.
Aaron
That's
Pierre.
Mufasa.
Here.
Already Green Lantern. Why did he do that? I don't understand that.
I was wondering the same thing. I have no no answers for that one.
You
You
know,
could
that was
almost
the little
you could almost
scoop.
put
That was the
John
scoop going
Washington
around. My time to shine kind of threw that out there.
Yeah, you can kind of sort of let the John David Washington one slide I'm on record saying that I don't think the brother's a particularly good actor at this point. But Aaron Pierre, High Yellow Aaron Pierre, who's already going to be Green Lantern, why in the hell he had that photo just makes no sense.
What's the
Yeah.
problem with High Yellow, huh?
They serve their purpose, but not for this.
Yeah, the Aaron Pierre thing, I think, is a bit of number one is proximity, right? Disney does like in-house hires, but also he's a hot name, so it's easy for him if he's on a call sheet at Marvel. It may not be that he's the lead for it, but his name on a sheet is going to pop to a lot of people who look for that type of information. So maybe it's just maybe it was a courtesy that they did to him, or I can't actually fit that into my brain, a light-skinned Black Panther. But then again, we talking about the House of Mouse, so there's a lot possible in there. There is a lot of room for margin. I just don't think it would ever really actually happen. I couldn't.
His wording of the video is just so, because he's like, we've heard for sure it's gonna be a recast because we are in the multiversal saga. So I'm like,
very definitive. Yeah, it is very definitive.
It's like, are you on the payroll? Are you trying to tell us you on the payroll?
He's saying the same thing I was saying. This is gonna be a variant.
I was gonna say that. So I've been leaning towards what you've been on, Tina, that there's two different tracks going on here. It feels like there's two different story arcs being built. Now, the latter part may be leaning towards Tchalla, the little one, because and that's Ryan Coogler's book. That's Black Panther 3. But that's also like years off. That's 2027, 2028. So there's a lot of space in between now and then where things could change. If Russos are getting first swing at Black Panther through Doomsday and Secret Wars, it's hard for me to imagine. Okay, let's go back to the 6-year-old. You know what I mean? Let's go back to the kid, because that's our way forward if it's successful.
Right.
And one thing that we realize is that the Russo brothers did better in a quarter of a movie with T'Challa than Ryan Coogler did in a whole movie in Black Panther 1. I mean, he was much more dynamic character. He was present in the movie. As much as I'm sure we all love Black Panther 1, hindsight is 2020, and we can somewhat see the flaws in the first movie, at least I can. Good movie, of course, but there were obvious flaws at the time. But I would love for the Russo brothers to have another crack at T'Challa. Would love it.
I think they came at it from more of a way you, in theory, want to come at T'Challa. Like, this is the character, Chadwick, this is who we want you to be. Ryan Coogler molded T'Challa to be Chadwick. Like, if you look at how T'Challa's characteristics are in Black Panther, they're very parallel with Chadwick. It doesn't really feel like T'Challa from the comics. T'Challa from the comics, he had a little ego, and he was a little bit more like, broke. He was out there. This T'Challa was Chadwick, and I think that was the problem. It wasn't really T'Challa; it was Chadwick.
I don't know if any of y'all saw the brief animated series that Black Panther had on BET years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That
with
was the Black Panther
voicing them.
Yes, that was the Black Panther I really, really wanted. Especially that one scene. That one scene that stuck out to me for me, besides the one where he in the beginning was whooping Cap's ass in the grass. That was crazy. But the part in the boardroom when the white guy addressed him not as Your Highness or King, he just said T'Challa. And he was like,
no, that was T'Chaka.
That was T'Chaka. You're right, that was T'Chaka. You're right, that was T'Chaka. That part was funny because the minute he said T'Chaka, his face was like,
It's like
I already knew it was that whole spiel he left. I can't remember exactly word for word what he said. I can't tell you how many times I replayed that one part over. I barely got through the first episode, but because of that part.
Yeah.
So real quick, since we're talking about T'Challa, just a question that I had, since you mentioned the animated series, which was based on the Hudlin Run. I haven't read the Hudlin Run in about 15, 20 years. In the Hudlin Run, did T'Challa have an older brother? I just don't recall right now. Does anybody know?
In that flashback scene, he had a younger brother who died, but not an older brother.
He was younger?
Yeah.
Because in the movie or in the series, it seemed like T'Challa was the younger brother versus the older brother, if you remember it.
No, they said second. He killed the second in line. That's what Ulysses Claw said.
Did he? Okay. Well, hold on. When he said the second in line, did he mean the father and the son?
Then the first son is the second in line, isn't he?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we got to see who was it. A short kid who fell and oh, I'm bleeding, or
That's
was it?
shit. I thought it was the old. That's why I thought.
Let me read a book. Let me grab a book.
Yeah.
You better go
I'm
grab
gonna
the book.
have to read that.
that came out so long ago. I remember like watching the cartoon like once, and I never went back to it, but it's been so long.
It's for those who are interested, it is on YouTube for free.
Okay.
It is. Mm-hmm.
The whole thing, yeah. And then the great Jill Scott voiced Storm.
Oh,
Jill Scott as Storm is wild.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Stan Lee, he voiced one of the generals. I can't remember who some of the other voice actors were, but I liked it because it was set during the Bush administration, and there was a Condoleezza Rice type character. There was a Colin Powell type character in there. So yeah, I really liked it.
Talking about the Condoleezza Rice character there.
Yes, right. I think her name was
Bob.
And
they called her Dondi, didn't they?
Dondi, I think. Dondi, I think.
Yeah, it came out in 2010.
15 years. Yeah.
So the scene where he gets shot here. Well, these are the two boys. Okay. One of them is older than the other.
Right.
And hold up.
Which one is wearing what? And then who's the one who ends up shooting Claw?
The littlest one is the one who died. He's right there. The littlest one died.
Okay.
And T'Challa's the one who shot him.
Gotcha. See, he looks really small right there. That's why I thought it was the younger brother. That's why I thought T'Challa was the younger brother. But, okay.
Got him.
Yeah. So I guess it's canon that he had another brother. And then later on down the line, he had Shuri from Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Russo's get first swing. We're doing variants. We're doing multiverse nonsense. Where does he come from? Why is he coming over to 616? How does that play into Doomsday? Go.
Here's the issue that I have with the variant, this time stream or variant thing. T'Challa is a brother, he's a son, and he's the ruler of a nation. How are you going to have some random cat come in and be Shuri's brother and run Wakanda? It's different from when you pull Wolverine out of the ether. He's a solo character, so it doesn't matter if it's just him. When it comes to T'Challa, he has ties, and this new variant T'Challa is not going to have those same ties. So to me, internally, it doesn't work. You have to bring back the original.
To you, do you think that matters to Kevin Feige? They thought a T'Child was enough. They thought Toussaint from Haiti, if he grows up and we all call him T'Challa, that would satisfy. Of course, this new character from another
universe, and I think that's so far down the line too.
Any of the requirements we're looking for. He's not supposed to. He's supposed to make white people feel like T'Challa's back, and it will work. There are so many people. I can show you videos I've seen of people who I'm surprised with. We're going like, well, that's T'Challa enough, you know? You just take the kid, you make him older. If everyone calls him T'Challa, isn't he T'Challa? Or if he comes from another universe, that's sufficient. You're looking for a king to be treated like he's the king by all the other Wakandans, right? You're wondering about how could other Wakandans look at this guy from another universe and say, you're our king and you can lead us. They're not thinking that way. They're not putting that thought into it. They're just like, check. Mm-hmm. That's all they're thinking about.
So let me answer it, because I agree to a certain degree, but I'm gonna answer it with a little bit more earnest. So in terms of the story itself, two things. An unintended circumstance of how Coogler has written Wakanda so far, it ain't but one person who would actually, well, maybe two, that would be sitting up there like, hold on, man, that ain't the right, or oh man, I got a personal connection. It ain't but Shuri and his kid that would really be choking up about it. I think everybody else is dead,
You
unfortunately.
talking about the kid who didn't know his father? That
Right?
kid?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so it's really, yes, there are ties to Wakanda, but they're mostly gone. He has familial ties to the crown and to the land, but most of them have been wiped away, unfortunately. So
He allegedly has familial ties. I did not see a DNA test.
okay, well, I'm talking. Oh no,
Absolutely
we're
right.
talking to T'Challa. We're talking to T'Challa. I'm not talking about Toussaint. But and then also a second way you can clean that up is if he somehow lost his Wakanda, if his universe was destroyed, he lost all of his familial ties. It would make him long to replace it, right? At least narratively, it would leave a hole for you to bring that together. So
Part makes sense, but from the Wakandans in 616, they're not going to be accepting like, okay, well, yeah, this is our king and ruler.
you're talking Wakandans from comic book 616. The MCU 616, they haven't been nearly as xenophobic, right? They're not as don't come to Wakanda, stay out, we're secretive. All of that is gone to the wayside because of how it's been written. So we're not in that same spot in terms of them having to cross a bar of bringing in an outsider. Riri Williams is in there running around like she ran a joint.
But at the end of the day, the average everyday Wakandan knows who their ruler is. They know who their king is, and they know it's a T'Challa who looks this certain way. And then when you bring in a quote unquote variant who looks completely different, I don't think your average everyday citizen is going to be like, "Hey, why is this dude now our ruler?" That doesn't make sense.
Especially
I
since they
think
already
you're too
established
far
that he's
down
dead.
the line. I think you are too. I think you're way too far down the line to even get into those waters, because I don't think they've thought that far. I think they're worried about, because think about it. We already know there's another universe with Fantastic Four. We know there's another universe with Maria Rambeau and Beast. There's so many different universes that there's gonna be Wakandas in. So I don't think they've even thought past Doomsday, now Secret Wars, to how are we now finna make him fit in with whatever Coogler has going on. They're just worried about what we got going on right now.
And that was kind of established in Multiverse of Madness when America Chavez was taking Doctor Strange to different multiverses, and he found out that there was multiple Stranges and multiple everyone else, and he was asking her, he said, well, is there another you? She says, as far as I know, there is not another me. I'm the only one, and I've been to like almost 100 different dimensions or universes, and I can't find one that's me. But I've seen you in other ones. That's why in the beginning of the movie, she was with Defense Strange. That was his name?
I can't remember. He spoke Spanish.
He spoke Spanish. And when she came through, she was speaking to him in Spanish, and she was like, "You don't speak Spanish?" He says, "Well, in the other universe, the other one spoke Spanish." He was like, "There's another me," and stuff like that. So, yeah. So 9 times out of 10, it's probably out there somewhere, some other variants of T'Challa out there somewhere.
So I think we have to apply, right? So as it regards to the main, I'm Tyler, by the way, guys. Good to see you. Happy to be here.
Wait, are you Tyler, like Tyler from Godhood Comics, Tyler?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Let me. I was gonna edit the name so I could.
So I hit you up the other day because I want some of those books because you're here in Atlanta with me.
I am here in Atlanta.
Yeah. We're gonna have to link up one of these days, bro.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Like I'm super. First of all, I'm super passionate about this topic because I've been saying from the get go, like logically, the same week, unfortunately, Chadwick Boseman passed. I was like, we've got to recast T'Challa. We've got to recast T'Challa. But before I get into that, there's another point regarding the main MCU and how the Wakandas know how their king looks, and so we can't recast out of that regard. Where we have to say the same thing with General Ross, right? So are you telling me that the people that are going to see him in Captain America, no one's going to question that he looked different in Captain America Civil War?
Well, here's
Right?
the thing. They had a line in there that addressed that. It's the mustache thing.
The mustache, yeah.
We did the
Right.
same
Well, but
wrote.
right. But the
accept
same
that
way you can write that in. Right, but and the difference between that is just the writing, right? So the same way they wrote that in, it can be applied to T'Challa, right?
Not
Oh,
really.
hey, you look.
Especially if it's a variant.
You say what now?
Not really, because if it's a variant, it's a completely new and different person.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that our new Black Panther should be a variant. If it is going to be a variant, we go that route. My whole recast T'Challa stance is that Wakanda Forever needs to be retconned, right? And he needs to be recast as an actor with another actor, same T'Challa, the same guy that we saw in Civil War, the same guy we saw in Infinity War. That's the T'Challa. Whatever you want to do past that, right, with different variants, that's fine. But we need a new T'Challa in the main MCU timeline, right?
Correct.
We've been in the multiversal run for too long. Going on 5 years now that they have introduced this multiversal type of situation, and still no T'Challa variant has shown up in any of the what ifs. And it's like they've erased him entirety across media. We're talking video game, comics, TV, and animation.
Yes, sir.
One thing that I'll say, and I completely and totally agree with you, Tyler. All due respect to Chadwick Boseman, God rest his soul. Before I got kicked off of Facebook, I put a post that basically, don't judge me, chill, don't do that. I basically made a post that said that the character needs to be recast because a lot of non-comic fans were saying, oh, the character needs to die with Chadwick Boseman. One of the things that they could have done, that they should have done, is they had the Secret Invasion storyline right there. I've said that innumerable times. When you had Rhodey come out of a pod, you have T'Challa come out of a pod.
Talk sense. Tell him, Mark.
It's right there. You know what I'm saying? And what they can actually do for the non-T'Challa fans. Oh, we had a funeral and he's dead. Blah blah blah. I never saw the movie, but you never saw a body, did you?
No.
All you saw was a casket. As we all know, Skrulls revert to their normal look when they die. Right? That was established in the first Captain Marvel movie. The answer could be the reason why the society, the Wakandans, didn't see the body is because it was a Skrull. That's why they zipped it off into a spaceship, and then it went wherever. Mm-hmm. Shuri, Okoye, Ramonda were trying to buy time to figure out where their king actually was, because you got this green lizard thing in the casket. We need to figure out where our king is. Oh, by the way, we get attacked by, some water Mexicans, so we can't do that right now. And so we'll have to figure that out later. That goes to what one of you guys said about retconning Wakanda Forever. That's what needs to happen.
That would work in theory if Kevin Feige allowed everybody to collaborate together. Unfortunately, when you have people separated and working on different projects, because that could have worked in theory with Secret Invasion or Armor Wars, but right now everybody is just not connected. So that's why I'm like,
that hard though. I think it's just incumbent on the next writer. Literally, there's 4 million Skrulls on Earth. Still, there's 4 million Skrulls on Earth. One of them happened to be a few steps away from the president. Are we to believe that none of them made it into Wakanda? Again, this is not the fortress of solitude like Wakanda that we know from the comics. They anybody be getting up there. Killmonger got up in there. Claw got up in there.
Wakanda is modern United States. Wakanda,
you feel me? Like we dropping the Quinjet in the Crown City.
Build that wall.
So I'm saying, if that's the case, is it really that hard to believe that Wakanda was infiltrated with a Skrull as well? Would they not have wanted to have an asset there as well?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's that hard to write, and that's just one writer. We don't need what. I wish they would get back to what they were doing before, where they were mapping all this stuff out together. But even if they're not, just zero in on the next guy. If we can just get back to that, what is the next step in the creative process and then go forward from there. If we're not going to have this whole connected universe how it used to be.
And I
But
think
then
we
that
have
still
our-
requires collaboration, because whoever is
right.
writing Doomsday, that has to if this is going to be T'Challa moving forward, Ryan Coogler has to be involved with that.
I disagree.
So let me.
I
No, I
disagree.
disagree. I
I don't
disagree.
think
Let
he
me
has
say
to know. Yeah, I don't think he has to
Yes.
know.
No. Let me tell you this. I get a lot of slack online because I am very much anti-Coogler right now. Right. I think I wish. Listen, none of us know the headspace that you have to be in to lose a close friend, to lose a cast member, to lose. None of us know that. But I would have waited, because guess what? It's been about 3 years now since we've seen T'Challa, right? So we would have had to wait either way. What I would have rathered is that the entire cast they could have taken years to mourn and to take a break and relax, and we could have put the IP on hold. I would rather the IP have been put on hold than the route that they took, right? We would have never saw that. That would have never been done with Spider-Man, never been done with Superman. That would have been never done with any of the white mainstream cast. They would have recast it 100% of the time. And so go ahead. Well, I am anti-Coogler right now. And you know why? I love Black Panther, the first Black Panther. Awesome. The Russo brothers, I felt, handled Black Panther T'Challa way better than Coogler did, even in his own movie. Now we know the Russos are coming back to do what's the next
Wars,
Avengers movie?
Doomsday, Secret Wars, and
so they're coming back for the next Avengers movie. I have high hopes that it's going to be a shame that if they don't bring T'Challa back, it's going to be a shame that it's going to take the Russo brothers to bring him back. They'll bring him back. They're going to bring him back. So that's why I'm so anti-Coogler now, and I'm not really excited and happy about this next Black Panther film. I've got a lot of reserves.
So let me say this, Tyler, with most of what you said, I agree with. I agree with you 98.3% of everything that you said, right? The 0.7% that I disagree with is there was no logical, rational reason to delay the IP. There was exactly 11 months between when Chadwick Boseman died, God rest his soul, and the filming of Black Panther 2 began. Grief, all of us probably have lost somebody, be it family member or friends. The cast of Wakanda Forever or Black Panther IP, they're not unique, okay? They're not special individuals. If any of us who actually have a job and we work, if one of our best work friends dies, we get 10 days, let alone 10 months, to process the grieving that we have with the person that we were close to, right? When it came to the Harry Potter franchise, there was 3 months between the time when the first Dumbledore died and they began Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Richard Harris,
thank you. When Andy Whitfield died, who was the star of Spartacus, there was a very brief period of time before they recast and moved on. Why are we treating the cast of Wakanda Forever as special, like they're children? They're professionals. They get paid to pretend. You had 10 months to go get therapy. Take your ass, go sit on somebody's couch, pour out your grief, and then when it's time to do the film, you come back to work. I agree with you, Tyler, that Ryan Coogler, when he came to Feige and said, hey, we need to kill off T'Challa, he should have been fired on the spot. That's the problem that I have with him, and Nate Moore as well, who was the intermediary as the producer. He screwed over the franchise as well, because he should have said, hey, Ryan, why don't you go take some time? Let's rethink about this, then come back. If you still want to kill him, remove him. And you get somebody else, you cite creative differences, and you move on. Because T'Challa is the Black Panther. He's the heart and soul and the main character in that franchise.
Adding to the list of examples of when somebody dies, Benny from Comic Storian died in June. And if we rewind to 6 months ago, we can see that there wasn't even a break in production over here. They already had some videos in the bag, and they stopped. They recorded some more videos, and
Are they using his voice still, or is there somebody else talking?
Somebody else does the talking. They were doing it his old videos that he already recorded before his death, and they used those. That was like 3 or 4 videos, and they just continued doing videos of they themselves narrating and doing the job. Somebody died. It was tragic. It was horrible. They worked with this man closer than family. They were with him for longer than a movie studio or a movie production when you're on set for 3 months and then you say goodbye to each other. These guys were Benny's besties. And they still, in honor of him, furthered what he started. They are going to make Comic Storian larger than it was, and then we'll be able to thank Benny for what he got started with every achievement. And who knows where the sky is, where the limit is. The sky is the limit. We're honoring Benny every time we watch one of the videos and we say, this was a genius idea. This platform that he started isn't over yet. They get it. Actually, every medium gets it. When Alex Trebek died, they continued Jeopardy and they tried to make it better. Everyone gets it. It's just this particular franchise where, nope, Chad, that's it. And
I told you why. I told you because Ryan Coogler did not craft T'Challa and then find an actor to put in T'Challa. He wrote T'Challa to be Chad.
Good.
So when you bring somebody else in, you're looking at them like,
you're right.
How dare you? How dare you think you're gonna come in and replace him? And I think that's the mindset a lot of people had initially going for. Like, no, it's no way this role belongs to him. It's him. I can only see him in it. No one else could be him. It's blaspheming if you try to put someone else in this position. And then I think a lot of people are having that remorse now. And like, you know what? Not thinking about it back then, I don't think it was a good idea to just straight up kill off the character. And I think that was the more disrespectful part, is not only did they kill off the character in the MCU, but like Tyler was saying, they took him out of every type of medium that you could possibly think of. I think that
he's not even the king here. He's not even the king anymore in comic books.
I don't think the next time we saw him in any type of entertainment is wait a minute, is that T'Challa?
What if?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, was like was What If, but that came out. I think didn't What If come out the same year that he passed? I think that was, or the next year. That was like the last
year. He had already recorded that. He already recorded that.
Yeah. Right. Is that T'Challa? Is that T'Challa in Marvel Rivals?
I think so.
Okay, I bet it just says Black Panther. If we check right now, it won't say the word T'Challa.
And you know what the most heartbreaking thing about it was, is it was mostly, and I create Black comics. Like, I'm an advocate of authentic, original, diverse Black IP. That's all we do at Guided Comics. And what was so heartbreaking for me is a lot of the people that were okay with this character being shelved were Black people, right?
Yeah.
It was our own people. Okay. First of all, what Black Panther did for us as a community was insane. What it did for comic book creators like myself was insane, right? It opened the character, not Chadwick. It opened the character to a wider audience who may have heard of him, but they didn't know he could be a household name like Spider-Man, Superman, Hulk, and Wolverine. And that's what the movie did for us, right? And early on, I knew the implications of not recasting it was going to hurt, because listen, the white people, the studios, Hollywood, they're going to react to us. They're going to say, if they're okay with not seeing a powerful Black person on camera, we're good too.
We good. We good.
Let's take them out of the comics. Let's take him out of the Captain America Black Panther game. Let's take him out of X-Men 97 when we seen him before. When we saw him before in 93 when Black Panther was on the old X-Men, it was T'Challa. Then you see him in 97, which is the same timeline, and now it's his father, T'Chaka. And so that was what was so heartbreaking about it, is because we allowed this to happen, and now the character is all but gone, like I said, through all types of media.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the things that's kind of interesting about this is that the people who are okay with it, they're not like us. They don't read comics. They don't understand the importance of this character. You know, all they saw was Chadwick. Yeah. And it's unfortunate, you know. It all goes back to Ryan Coogler. You know, God love him with his independent stuff that's non-Marvel, phenomenal. Fruitvale Station, the Creed franchise, phenomenal.
Sinners, the new movie coming out. Yep.
Right. Sinners, whatever, it looks great. Ryan Coogler does not respect the intellectual property. He doesn't understand how important it is. The reason why Spider-Man, Superman, Batman specifically are in the modern mindset when it comes to superheroes is because they're ubiquitous. When it comes to Spider-Man, he's had no less than 11 independent cartoons. He's had a television series. He's had at this point, what, 6 or 7 movies. You know what I'm saying? T'Challa can't even get that. And like Tyler said, they would never do that. If an actor playing Batman, Superman, Spider-Man died between movies, in the next movie, you're not going to have Batman Gotham Forever kill off Bruce Wayne and focus on Commissioner Gordon and Barbara.
God.
You know,
Yeah.
it's frustrating. It's really frustrating.
There's another part of this that I feel like that hasn't been addressed here. I think we kicked it up about as far as it can go is one more step, right? We got all the way to Nate Moore, which I feel like that's appropriate. Ryan Coogler, definitely appropriate. I happen to think some of the tropes he leans on in the Black Panther franchise trickles over into some of his other work as well. But that to me, that's not where the buck stops, because
I've always said it.
at the end of the day,
because it's something higher than them.
I've
there's a
always said
president
it.
of this
Way higher than
entire
them.
umbrella. There's a president of this entire thing. There's a man who's been around at Marvel since we saw our first X-Men movie. Okay. And if anybody in that room, in the executive suite at Disney, anyone around there should be able to say, hey, listen, y'all, you're making an emotional decision. Let's take a break. Let's dial back. This is going to handicap the franchise going forward. You're trying to handle this mainstay character in a way that no other mainstay characters have been handled. We have to understand that Kevin Feige and Marvel executive class played a role in this as well.
Not even Marvel, Disney.
They
Go, Steph, keep going.
Yeah,
Keep
Disney, all of
going.
that. They crafted the language around this to make it suitable for
But
y'all
that
to
goes-
put your
that
hero
goes back-
of the rest.
That goes back to what I said. Whereas, because Feige left the decision up to Coogler, which looking back had to be strategic. Because to me, that's saying as a white man, and listen, I'm not saying I'm not the type of person that's putting the labeling everybody racist, right? But for me as a white man, I'm leaving that. If I leave that decision up to him, I know he's emotional. First of all, it's not professional. You know, this guy is emotional. He can't make the right decision. You couldn't have thought he could make the right decision on this topic. But it goes back to what I say, where they're like, I don't take the blame here. Cool, we get to not have this black character on screen, and it's not my fault, right?
Do you honestly believe if they had never came out at what was that, SDCC or one of the cons, right? If they had never come out and made that announcement that we will not be recasting the character because his iteration transcends all other iterations and blah 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 blah.
No, I think
They
it was
don't make that
D23.
statement. What was it? D23?
I think it might have been D23.
Okay. They never make that statement at D23. They let
It wasn't
go
D23.
about
It
6,
was an
7
Investors
months,
Day.
and then they announced a recast.
You're right.
So they let it ride for about 7-8 months, announce a recast, and then we just go forward. Now, sure, are there going to be people on Twitter clamoring about the fact that they recasted Chadwick? Yeah, absolutely. Is it stopping the buck? Is it really stopping the train though? Are we really getting that loud? I think the tenor from which even in our own community that we got from people that were saying, oh no, this is respectful, were parroting the marketing of Disney. The unfortunate thing, and I will discredit our audience from this and everybody on the panel, absolutely intelligent people, but the majority of your viewing audience are to be led. Let's put it lightly, right? And so if Disney steps out in front of this and sets the narrative track in a certain direction, we don't even have to deal with this. Oh no, Chadwick Boseman, he can never be replaced. He's the only T'Challa we ever need. We never even end up in that rabbit hole because Disney doesn't set us on that way. I think they made it allowable by setting us on that track.
And, to kind of parrot what Tyler just said a moment ago, and this is one of the arguments or positions that I've had on social media ever since the decision was made. A lot of, our Hotepian brothers and sisters think that this was some type of decision by the man to hold us black folks down, and T'Challa was too powerful and all this other type of nonsense. That's why
it's hard to argue against it, though. It's hard to argue.
No,
when
it's
you look
not.
at
It's a very easy. It's very easy.
Going back to what Tyler said, the decision for the Wakanda universe was placed in the hands of Ryan Coogler. Kevin Feige, as a white man, stepped away and said, look, I'm giving you the reins and the keys to this. Nate Moore is going to oversee it. You guys come to me with whatever you got. How is it going? How would it look if the white man in the room overruled his 2 black creatives and said, "Hey, we want to kill this
Hollywood
character,"
business, Hollywood. It would look like Hollywood.
but you know how some of our brothers and sisters are, right? And they would have been like, "Oh, the white man doesn't respect our king, Chadwick Boseman. How dare he do that?" Especially once it came out that those 2 wanted to kill the character off. The thing about the movie in and of itself is you could have had Black Panther 2, you could have said it during the blip, you could have done any number of things other than killing the character off. I obviously blame Ryan Coogler for that. I blame Nate Moore for allowing that to happen. And I blame Kevin Feige for not saying, "Hey, take that part out and do this." But again, Nate Moore, Ryan Coogler, they're the ones who killed off T'Challa, not Kevin Feige.
Kevin Feige killed off T'Challa too.
Well, I got to think too, because remember that investors meeting was done probably a week or 2 after Chadwick died, and you already had.
You got the wrong dates. August 28 was when he died, and then December 10. Are you talking about this meeting?
Yeah, it was in December.
The portrayal of T'Challa, the Black Panther, is iconic. It transcends any iteration of the character in any other medium from Marvel's past, and it's for that reason that we will not recast the character.
That was released in December. And that was.
Yeah.
But the question is, when did they do this? When was this meeting? Because that's when we saw it, but that doesn't mean it was actually done right at that time.
Okay, yeah, with that one, it didn't take weeks, is what Nate Moore said. So then, yeah, well, you're right. It was within a week. It was 7 days.
Yeah,
14 at the most.
Exactly. So it's like it's like they went. It's like boom. They like Ryan, Nate. We know y'all going through it right now. It's a sad situation, but we got to go forward, and we need a decision like right now. Like right now. Like what are you going to do?
Because y'all are not thinking about all the other background stuff that's going on. Like me and Blue was talking about, they probably already had permits. We've already contracted out with Tyler Perry. Like we need to know what we're about to do.
Because remember, and Ryan,
we can't wait 6 months for an answer. We need to know now.
Because he was all because the thing is, Ryan was already like probably maybe halfway through the script for the part for Wakanda Forever by that time. So now it's like, okay, you got this script that's almost done. We unfortunately just lost our main character, our star. We need a decision of like right now. What is going to like what you going to do?
Yeah, but that's not how they postured though. They didn't posture like we had to make a decision right now. Like I believe, if I'm not mistaken,
they're not going to posture it that way. But that's exactly what happened.
But you can't you can't come out and say that canceling the project was on the table, but then also expect me to have some sort of sympathy for the fact that you were up against it timeline wise. That you're mixing and matching your communication here. Either go ahead, Tori.
And you gotta think he was also in a lose-lose spot. It's like, okay, do I go forward with this with what I have and change some things and release what we got, or do I put it on the back burner and wait for God knows how long? Because the thing is, with all those like deadlines and everything they got to meet, like you were just saying, if someone gets fired or someone dies, you got to keep moving forward. So that means we're going to push this way even back, and to the point where it's like that thing might end up in limbo somewhere. It might get shelved.
Now you get into the real of it. You get into the real of it. Because at the end of the day,
you got to be realistic in this point too. We're talking about billions of dollars worth of IP, right? So I'm not surprised if the day after they passed away, the same day, there was a quick FaceTime with the execs of Disney and Marvel, right? So let's not give them. Yeah,
that's what they did. And I say that because that's what they did with William Hurt. It's like as soon as he passed, we found out like less than a year, like maybe not even 6 months later. Oh, Harrison Ford is now going to be Thaddeus. 3 months.
I think that's a little different though, because they knew he was sick. They knew William Hurt was sick, so you can kind of pre-plan if you kind of know. They knew he was sick.
Do you believe that?
Yeah, because I think they talked about knowing that he had been suffering from cancer for a while. Chadwick was kind of just like,
I do wish that you know, in hindsight, and not to sound selfish here, which is I'm gonna to kind of I'm trying to say this the right way. I do wish that Coogler would have known in advance, at least, right? I do wish that somebody more intimate with him and the project would have known beforehand, so that it could have been divulged and plans could have been pre-made, whether it be a couple of months in advance. But
you only wish that because they made the wrong decision of killing T'Challa. If they
Right.
would have done the
Wouldn't
normal
have
thing,
changed
show must go
anything
on
either.
recast, we would have said,
Would-
of course, Chad had his right to keep things private.
Right.
Would it have
And here's
changed anything either, based off of what you guys say about Coogler and how emotionally attached he was to the marriage between T'Challa and Chadwick? Would it have changed?
I
mean,
think
it-
so. I think if he knew ahead of time, I would have had time to kind of process and figure out what I'm gonna do. I think when something is hit with you, and like we all said, he's very unfortunately emotionally tied into all of his films.
Mhm.
He just could not see past.
But that's my
He
point,
just couldn't
right?
see
Like,
past
think
it.
about think about his emotional connection to the character, right? He can't see anyone else in the role. Is knowing earlier going to change that for him?
I think so. I think
He
so.
didn't see the character. He saw Chadwick. He didn't see the character. because
Yeah,
if
he saw
the character,
Chadwick.
he would have killed him.
just
But
like
I think he may not have would have killed them. He probably would have been like y'all said, okay, maybe we need to send him into space. Maybe this should be a blip
Or the
movie
blip
because
or
I have
something like
enough
that.
time to kind of figure it out. But when it hits you in your face and you're there and you're crying, you just like,
And let
I
me,
cannot be on set with no one else.
But
Let
he
me- let
does
me-
it. He does it with Michael B. Right? He doesn't see characters; he sees the actors. He does. Anytime Coogler sits down to write a script, he's saying, "What can I write for Michael B. Jordan?
right.
What can I write?"
That's
And,
new.
and listen, that's not necessarily a bad thing. James Gunn does it. Zack Snyder does it. Many directors and screenwriters do that. That's not necessarily a
Right.
bad thing. But when you're dealing with a character as prominent as the Black Panther, I always listen, guys. As a writer and creator, and we make comic books, I tell my team our only loyalty is to these characters, right? It's our only
Correct.
loyalty is to these projects. A lot of my biases I have to check while I'm writing because these characters aren't me. I have to be loyal to their needs, what they want, their stories, and I think that was a missed opportunity.
And let me just say this, because I'm gonna have to get out of here because I gotta go to my channel. But think about it this way: Ryan Coogler and Chadwick Boseman were so cool, were so tight, were such boys that Chadwick didn't tell Ryan that he was sick. You ever stop and think about that?
I don't
All
think
that.
they were boys anyway.
I don't want to comment on that because I've went through some things where maybe I didn't tell my mom or I didn't tell people I was close with because
man, I
you
agree.
don't want to put that. Chadwick probably in his mind kept thinking like I'm gonna beat this. Like I don't want to put this burden on nobody. So that was.
I mean, I hear you, but I'm like, okay, come on, no.
That's why I was shocked. That's why I was shocked to everybody.
Real quick, y'all. Hold on. Real quick. We had a first of all, we had somebody pop in. What up, Blue? Down there.
What's
What
up,
up?
brother?
What up?
Also, we had a super chat from like a century ago. So
That's funny.
Michael Nemo. They already reintroduced a dead character from another universe, right? The what if Black Widow joined a new world where she was dead? Not sure if it was 616. They could do this with Chadwick.
Was that the zombie? What if?
No, that was
Um,
when they were fighting Ultron and she went to another universe or something and teamed up with like a one-armed Hawkeye or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I remember. Okay. Got it.
Anyway,
That's
look,
a
guys,
good
let me get ready for my own thing. It was a pleasure as always. Nice meeting both of you guys. Godhood, I'm gonna hit you in the DMs, man. We need to link up.
Please do, brother. Good to see you.
You too.
All right, man.
There's another time they did it with Wolverine in Deadpool 3. He was a character who was dead,
Yeah.
and then they got another one from another universe, and they interacted with Deadpool. The variant thing has happened.
But he was a variant,
Deadpool went
though,
to a
right?
lot of different universes.
Yeah,
and found so
I don't
many
even think we have to
crossovers.
go that route. That's my thing with this. We don't even have to do the variant thing. Because what ATL was saying earlier, what I would do, man, is that you could have T'Challa fake his death to go to had left and to investigate the scrolls. She said earlier he could have gone to space. It's not even a variant type of situation because, like you said, we did not see a body. No one saw a body. He could come back in any way, shape, or form. Here's something else that really gets me in trouble, and I'm going to say this: the male Brit actor having an African accent isn't some Oscar-winning dichotomy performance, right? Anybody can come in with the same accent, same tonal, expressions and take over that role like this. This wasn't a Shakespearean type of performance. It was an amazing performance, but it's not a performance that any of our black, and then we're limiting other black actors that when we say that they can't rise to the occasion to take on this role. What is that saying about the other black talent that we do have?
Exactly. And when you pose it that way, it really kind of highlights how that viewpoint was shaped, and it didn't kind of happen organically. Because then you start asking people about certain names. Oh, what about Yalin Noel? What about Yahya Abdul-Mateen? What about Aldous Hodge? And then, oh yeah, no, he could do it. No, he would be great. He would be great. But then it's like, well, then what about nobody could do it before Chadwick? That's what I'm saying. I don't think that was. It might have been some people's organic thought. But to think that was a big enough portion of the fan base to try to kowtow to that with your IP, I didn't ever think that was a real thing, man. I thought that was internet talk.
We was
Ronald
conditioned
said,
to think that way.
Nice.
I was saying we was conditioned to think that way. You know what I'm saying? There can be only one.
Before you got on, Blue, they set the entire premise when they got on and said Chadwick Boseman's version of Black Panther transcends all iterations of media, right? Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's a very loaded compliment when you think about that's the first live action iteration. So
it's a backhanded compliment.
It's kind of backhanded. It's backhanded, yeah. But when they said that, they set you on this emotional course, like, man, that guy untouchable. That guy, that role can't be redone. Get in the mind frame of that now. But we'll do Black Panther through blah 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 blah. Right. So if that's the way that the $1 billion corporation is driving you, most people hear that and they follow it.
Right. Yeah. No, I think I did hear you say that they just paired it. If Marvel would have came out and said, "Hey, we're recasting," people were like, "Oh, okay, well, who?" If they would have said, "And we got these people in mind," they would have just started looking at those people and saying, oh, "Okay, I like that person or I like that person." As soon as Marvel came out and said, "I don't know, I don't think we should recast. I think we should honor Chadwick." Then people was like, "You know what? That's a good idea. I think we should honor Chadwick. That's right. Let's tear down everything he built and throw that shit in the fucking trash and keep moving forward." Like that's exactly what, and let's honor him that way. Let's honor him by tearing down everything that he built, that he died for. Let's honor him that way. Yeah, like what the fuck? That's
and and like we were saying, like you were saying, most of the people that probably who had that mindset were the general audience. For instance, the people who saw a lot of people who went to go see the first Black Panther movie had not seen one MCU movie before that.
Yeah,
for many of them, Black Panther was the only MCU movie they ever watched until Wakanda Forever came out, and that's the second. MCU movie they saw.
And for many more, it was their only dealings with a superhero. Their only dealings with any type of comic book artwork or story, and that you have to respect it. I respect that. Side of it, what if they got their way? What's the time frame here? What's the time limit? So how long do we honor him for? Do we honor him from 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 50 years? What's the cutoff?
I always thought there was going to be a recast. I never thought that this was permanent. I never thought it. I'm like, they're just going through this thing right now. This is not the end. Now, how long that time frame was going to be, I don't know, but I do think that this was something they was going through, and Coogler was tied to it. Now, when Coogler finishes his third film, and I think we are jumping too far ahead to kind of even see the weeds, because we got to see what's going to happen in Doomsday. But I always thought there would eventually either be a recasting or a variant of some sort, because we were in the multiversal saga. I always thought that was going to happen.
And to the general audience, that doesn't mean they never saw any other comic book show or anything growing up, like Spider-Man. I mean, they know who Spider-Man is. They know who the X-Men are and stuff like that. But then when they saw Black Panther, they was like, "Oh snap, we got a black superhero. He's the king of a nation that's secluded from the world and the wealthiest, and he's smart, and he's royalty and all this and the third. Let me go and look into this."
And then the time that it came out. The time that it came out, right, where tension was at an all-time high, police brutality, Black Lives Matter. I mean, it couldn't have come out at a more perfect time to gross $1 billion.
And think about it, when the character got created itself, looking at the time period that it came out.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe if another studio brought the rights to use the character, it would be better without holdups. We know
That
that's
ain't
not
how
happening.
that work,
That-
Ronald.
that-
That ain't how
That's-
that work, my
that's
boy.
Definitely, that's definitely.
We can't even entertain that. We can't even entertain that comment.
Buying the rights.
We've got to use common sense here.
Yeah.
Back him up.
You talking about buying the rights like this just on sale or some shit. That's
Wrong cat, dog. Wrong cat.
Oh,
That's
so
crazy.
so where
You
do we
can
go for
sell TikTok
Doomsday? Is
faster
the
than you can sell Black
question.
Panther.
Where are we going for Doomsday? That's the question.
See, I think that whatever T'Challa they're writing, the Russos, meaning McFeely and the Russos, I think he's coming along with wherever Doctor Doom is coming from. So if that's the
Possibly,
Fantastic
yep.
Four universe, if that's another universe and Doctor Doom is just universe hopping to try and, get pieces to create Battle World or whatever, if that's the case, I think the recasted T'Challa or the one that went to space or the new version, the reintroduced character will be connected to Doom somehow, because it'll be a seamless way for them to do it. If we're going with the original version, right, it'll be a way for them to get over that Terrence Howard to Don Cheadle, that Harrison Ford from William Hurt. If you're already taking Iron Man as Doom, why not a different looking T'Challa? Yeah, we're good. If you
Can I get a new roadie?
I would love to see Terrence Howard come make a
Yeah,
cameo.
Hey,
Like it's a variant,
I
That would
think
be
everything
hilarious.
is on the table. I would not be surprised if Jonathan Majors
have a
shows
theory.
up in Secret Wars. I think everything is on the table.
I have a theory. I got a theory, and I don't know if it was said over here or maybe somewhere else. So we all know Fantastic Four is coming out in July. What if, and ironically, what if they at the end mention or somehow, some way, T'Challa was to pop up? And the reason why I say that is because he was introduced in the comics through Fantastic Four. And isn't this Fantastic Four a period piece? Like it's like back in the back in the 60s?
It's an
we're in their universe.
It's like an alternate universe.
Yeah, it's not not necessarily a period piece, just a different universe that's kind of like stuck in that time frame.
High-tech version of
old
the
timey
60s.
though. It is old timey.
Yeah.
Like old how they used to imagine the future back in the 60s. Like
if
that
they
type of-
listen,
like
if I was,
Jetson or some shit like that.
and listen, if they was to do that, I might fall out my seat and roll down the steps.
That would mean you would have had to had him casted last year then.
Well, and then,
unless you just about to shoot a random post-scene credit next month, which is always possible.
No, they've done it faster than that.
Chill. Remember they was walking somebody in underneath.
Yeah, but he had on shorts with white legs though, didn't he? Didn't he have, like,
No, he had no pants.
No, we didn't suspect. No
That was
skin
not
color.
a black man body. That was not
that
a black
was
man body.
that was like
What does that mean? We didn't see no skin. How we know?
No, I could tell how he was humped over.
Wasn't no
and
bop
walking
to it, wasn't no
down.
hip hop in it, no rhythm. Nah, he was just walking.
No, they
no
tell
black
you,
man
hey,
don't
look,
just
take
walk.
the season out your walk. You know what I'm saying? Get stiff. You don't want nobody to know who you are.
They're actors.
Black man walk with like hot sauce. You know what I'm saying? Like just
with some
some type of
seasoning.
Not unless he's been paid to not walk like a black man. But we have we've got a rare opportunity here. Think about the next three characters we just mentioned, right? You got Doctor Doom. You got the Fantastic Four, so Reed Richards, and then you've got Iron Man coming back as a Doctor Doom variant, right? It gives the Illuminati all the way around, right? And so what I would love to see is to have Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards in Secret Doom, in Avengers Doom, to kind of at the end of that start bringing the Illuminati together, right? And you can't have an Illuminati without T'Challa. What they did in the Multiverse of Madness, I don't count it, but T'Challa wasn't in there.
That was fan service.
Yeah,
that was fan
for
service.
sure.
Mainly on the part of John Krasinski, because everyone had fan casted him as Reed Richards.
That was my read.
Which pisses me off because we listened to that fan cast, but recast T'Challa is not coming soon enough.
And when we saw him in there, we was like, man, oh wow, they actually did it. Like that was literally.
We got a chance, y'all.
We got
some power, guys.
And then they gave you RDJ.
That's nasty
Sight.
work.
I'm
Nasty
not
work.
sure that the reporters and everyone who's doing these reports, so Cosmic Wonder, everyone who talks about it, okay? I don't think they're thinking the way we're thinking. We're going, yeah, T'Challa will be there for Avengers because that's the one that the Russos want. And that'll be a final, that'll be gone. That guy's gone. The regular main universe T'Challa that they're going to be using is still dead. Like the one that we want is dead. They are going to
But we don't
age up
know.
Toussaint.
Well, I mean,
We don't know. You're right. You're right. She dressed me. We don't know that.
But the
it
reason I
feels
say
that
we
way.
don't know is because after Secret Wars, what is the main universe? We don't
Yeah.
know like what that kind of looks like. I don't
have
think
no-
the sun is going nowhere. The sun,
So there
the
was a
baby
leak.
ain't going nowhere.
So we did get a leak from what would have been Kang's movie, right? And how they have since retconned it, obviously, but the
Right.
ending and the script and what they were going to do is after Battle World, there was going to be one universe now. So we're ending the multiverse where all of the multiverses are kind of coming in to one main MCU. That would also be replacing. That's how you replace actors like Steve Rogers. So we would get a new main MCU Captain America, a new main MCU Iron Man. And so I think
Yeah, so we
I don't
just
think
reboot
that's
everybody.
changed. I think at the end of it, at the end of all this, that we are going to get the original Avengers again. We are going to get a new T'Challa. We're all going to get. That's how you bring in the X-Men. That's another way they're going to incorporate the X-Men. It's all one main universe. Fantastic Four, X-Men, mutants, blah blah blah, all of that. And so I think we'll still go that route.
I think
But
they
a
do that
man's
and
son
they keep
is not him.
Toussaint. No, but
A
Tyler, they're
man's
going to
son
do
is not him.
That
they
doesn't
will.
make any sense.
If the
they
problem
reboot the
is,
universe and
look,
keep
if
the
the
kid-
issue is the director
have to
Ryan
keep the
Coogler
kid.
can't separate T'Challa from Chadwick Boseman, then Toussaint is your T'Challa.
How did he
That
get
all
here?
all of the storylines you're
how do you
giving me,
create a brand new universe, right? The kid's here. How would he get here? Is somebody else's
You
father
can't
in every
kill
other
the
universe?
kid.
He came
The
from
kid
Haiti,
gotta
man. I
stay.
thought we
I'm not
established
trying
this.
Kill the kid, y'all. Hear me out. How did he
You can
get
kill him.
here?
You can kill him.
He came
And
from
that's
Haiti,
T'Challa
man.
Jr. And T'Challa Jr. exists in other universes. How did he get
Haiti
born
is
in other
forever.
universes?
Haiti is forever.
so that kid and the line in that movie and the 1-2 minute scene that kid is there is not a promise or a guarantee of anything. It's just, this
Right.
makes me feel better.
It
Right.
is.
So we don't need to address him dying. We don't need to have him in the movie. Just like we don't need to have Iron Man in the Black Panther 3 movie. They're separate characters. Like they're not that necessary
He gonna
to
be there, chill.
Black Panther. I know. I'm very disappointed that all of
Toussaint
this
is like
the
Wu-Tang.
scenario you just played out right
Toussaint
now,
is like
it's gonna
Wu-Tang. And
happen,
what is
and it's
Wu-Tang?
still Toussaint.
But
Wu-Tang
but
is
like
forever.
but I
Stereotypes,
said,
right?
like me and Blue said, in the new world, there could just already be a Wakanda there with a T'Challa there. Like there can
Right.
already
That's
be
what
one
happened.
there.
That's how it should be, Tina. But I think they are hell bent on getting this Toussaint shit over. They
We need to
want this to
snap
work.
him away. He needs
But
to be
that's why I said
snapped
I don't
with
think he's
Infinity.
I
going
would love
away.
for Thanos to
I
show
don't
up
think he's
and
going
just
away.
Because
Oh,
now the
Thanos
new
is done.
let's say if we do keep that storyline, if he does become the new Black Panther, think about all the stereotypes that come with. Because now you got a bastard born out of wedlock who now
They don't like for us
becomes
to call
the
him a
new
bastard.
Black Panther. I mean, technological terms, he's a bastard, right? Who's born out of wedlock,
Bastard.
right? What kind of the Black Panther T'Challa's a baby dad now, right? It's just it don't make sense, man. It's just not a good
Dead
look. and I
baby
can't
dad. That's
believe
kind of
Coogler
Especially-
did
stereotypical
that.
too.
Especially when he was yelling at his daddy in the ancestral plane a movie before for doing the same thing to his cousin.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna yell at my father. All of you are wrong. You are wrong, right? Just
Why
so
didn't you
I can
bring
be
the
on my
boy home?
deathbed. Right on my deathbed, I can repeat the mistakes of my father with my own seed. What are we writing? What are we writing? What are we doing?
Sounds like a black
right
man.
over there in Haiti, huh? Because that made all the sense in the world.
It could end there until you extrapolate it out. Look how the story starts. T'Chaka kills Njobu, who is a made-up character, not actually his brother, kills Njobu over him trying to, steal Wakandan weapons and spread it across the U.S. and fight for black people here, right? Kills him. Then his father, then he grows up. He gets killed by Ulysses Claw, leaving T'Challa. Then T'Challa dies, leaving Toussaint over there. Then we got Ramonda leaving Shuri by herself. Now we're just gonna keep perpetuating the same
cycle
trope over and over and over again. Let's
Broken
hop out of this
families,
movie.
even in
I didn't even
Wakanda,
think
black
about that,
broken
Marcus.
families.
I forgot. Yeah, shit. Taking all the parents away. Every parent gotta die. Kill them all.
Dog, we can get out of this movie with it. You want to go to Creed with it? Adonis Creed. You want to go to Fruitvale Station? Oscar Grant left his child behind. Like it's just yeah.
Well, well, the thing is, with Fruitvale Station, that was a true story. So I mean, like,
I know he couldn't get
it, but you know what?
They couldn't get away with that.
Story? It's like he's taking Fruitvale Station like it was a true story, but it's like he's taking Fruitvale Station everywhere he go though. Like,
and again,
he didn't leave it in Oakland. Like he just, you know what I'm saying? He didn't leave it in Oakland.
He personalizes it all of it. He takes everything in as a creator and then writes it again. He can't compartmentalize.
And guess what? Every last one of them were profitable.
Exactly.
Every last one of them.
And that's why they left the decision up to him, because no matter how we feel, Kevin Feige could not look that man in the eye and say, "Fuck what you feel. We're making the decision." They're looking at it like, we trust you, your vision, to handle this the same way they trust James Gunn and the same way they trust the Russos. They have these pockets of people that they let them just do their thing, and we just kind of back off.
I don't know if I believe that 100% though. I think there could have been a conversation had, and there was no. It was. Remember, I said he basically deferred to let the niggas handle it. That's exactly what the memo said that was sent out.
But I don't blame him. Right? I would have did the same thing.
Nah. Based off it, the pool that we got for Wakanda Forever. Now, Black Panther 1 did 1.5, 1.6,
1.4,
right?
I think.
1.4. Okay. So 3. Was it 3? Somebody give me a number. What is it? It made over $1 billion for sure.
Made over $1 billion. 1.3.
1.3.
1.3. Yeah.
So if it made 1.3, we're expecting at least $1 billion on the return on the sequel. At least. We're not expecting half of the return, right? We're not expecting anywhere around $800 million, are we? So now that we have proof of concept with you doing your thing, right? We taking the brakes off, we letting you make the decisions creatively with the IP, and that's the result. Minus $500 million.
But they got every built-in. The thing is, they got built-in excuses for that, though. We didn't have our main character. We didn't.
But everybody didn't. It was this. Right? They didn't give Nia DaCosta that excuse. They didn't.
Disney doesn't care. Disney doesn't care about those excuses about not.
No. I'm not saying that Disney cares.
We got to understand what Marcus just said. That's $500 million lost.
I'm with you.
Because thank God people had common sense not to show up to a Black Panther movie that doesn't have Black Panther. It makes no sense. And I say this is what Feige has done, and a lot of us have done, is we have made the character of Black Panther into a mantle. Right now, we know that it is a mantle. We know it gets passed down from generation to generation, but that wasn't the original intention. And if you want to talk about mantles, that means every superhero character is a mantle. Yeah. Many people have worn the S. Many people have put on the cowl. Many people have taken on the radiation. So many people have been bitten by a radioactive fucking spider. But guess what? Peter Parker is always going to be Spider-Man. Clark Kent is always going to be Superman. Bruce Banner is always going to be the Hulk. But then when you tell a Black person that T'Challa is the Black Panther, they say, "Oh no, sure he's the Black." You know, it doesn't make sense.
It's a difference between the Black Panther and a Black Panther.
A Black Panther, right?
I like
when we see when we see T'Challa, we see the Black Panther. When we see Shuri, a Black Panther. I guess that's like the best example for us to.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
All facts.
So what do you see when you see this guy?
Misogynistic. I don't like this misogyny that y'all.
So what do you see when you see this guy?
What you say?
Is this a Black Panther? Is it the Black Panther?
No, that's Toussaint. What are you talking about? You see what it says? This is my son, comma, Toussaint.
No, it says he's right the real Black Panther. What are you talking about? What?
He didn't say that.
It says right. It's right there. It says right there. What are you guys talking about? That's what I saw. That's what Ryan sees.
Well, here's the thing. If he grows up and he throws on the suit, he will be a Black Panther. He won't be the Black Panther.
He's an IP with no foundation. No matter how hot and popular this new character who's Toussaint gets, even when he's older.
He would just be the son of the Black Panther, but he won't be the Black Panther himself just because he has the same name.
Video game developers
But
in the future are
does
not
the
going to have
general
him in
public
mind.
know that? Like, do
Comic
they?
books won't have him in mind. It is
A better
said,
question is, does the general public even care? And the question
No,
answer to that would be
and-
no. Would be no.
Okay,
No,
all right,
and that's
cool.
who
Now
they're
let me talk to the
feeding
studio.
to.
Let me talk to the
I
studios.
think we just proved it with the last movie. We can't say the general public doesn't care and they didn't show up to the degree that they did the first time.
It still made
they
100
care.
million. It did
It
not
will
make
be-
Captain Marvel. It made made
I'm
$800
not
million.
saying it was a flop, but the same way we can look at Lucasfilm and see how every film since Force Awakens
Diminishing returns.
That's something, right? It
also
doesn't
was
necessarily have to
sold
bottom
on
out
T'Challa.
for it to be a problem.
The film was also advertised with T'Challa, with Chadwick Boseman's death. So I still want to give some credit to the original character also for, and it's so when that guy's face isn't that poster that they had in the trailer, when he's not part of the marketing and he's completely out of it, which is what Black Panther 3 will be. We'll see if they can make that money with Toussaint. You know, the curiosity factor is over. It was very attached to Chadwick Boseman.
Toussaint, sure.
Well, you don't forget that they had to
whoever.
they had to get very desperate here and cast Denzel Washington. So don't let that go over our heads that Denzel Washington will be in Black Panther in order to retcon the huge loss, right? He just came out of Gladiator 3. He, as in regards to Black America, Denzel Washington is our president, right? So you cast him, you're gonna get people into you're gonna get people into the seats, and I feel like that is a cop out to a authentic story, and so we'll see.
God, do you
All right,
think?
before we- hold on.
Do you think Ryan? Oh, go ahead, Marcus.
I was gonna say we had another super chat. I want us to wait another 40 minutes before we did this one. Chill, cue the chat thing.
Hey,
my money don't jiggle, jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle, wiggle, for sure. It makes me want to dribble, dribble.
You know, ride it in the Fiat. You really have to see it.
Every parent is trash in Coogler's mind. That's crazy. But
weren't you just about to say something about Ryan Coogler? You had him on your tongue, didn't you? You're like, wait, there's a super chat. But Tina was about to say that.
Well, I was gonna ask Godhood Comics because he was like, they're bringing Denzel in to try to make up that profit loss. That's not a Marvel decision. That's a Ryan Coogler. Listen, when I tell you those two people ain't talking at the moment, they not talking. Ryan Coogler is off in the Hollywood Hills somewhere.
You mean him and Denzel ain't talking?
No, I'm saying like Coogler and Marvel. At the moment.
Oh, they talking.
Ryan is worried about that Sinners movie that's gonna. You know, it's funny. It's funny she says that because Marvel cannot. All they did back in 2019 at Comic-Con was announce that there was going to be a Blade movie and then bring in Mahershala Ali wearing the Blade hat. They didn't shoot out one scene. They went through so many script rewrites. They had more directors going around at like a revolving door. I mean, you know what? Okay, the period piece, they're not going to do a period piece. Okay, it's a vampire movie. That's not going on. But what can I do? Okay, Michael B. Jordan, I have an idea. Let's go to Warner Brothers, our competitor.
Let's show them how to do this shit.
We gonna kill him,
and we're gonna go and we're gonna make this vampire period piece where you're gonna be the main
gotta hurt,
star.
though.
You're gonna have a twin, but you're gonna play the twin, so you're gonna have two roles. So that means you're getting double the checks. So we're gonna do this period piece. It's gonna be a vampire.
I heard
film.
it was supposed to be.
And not only that, but let's not only do that, but let's after Ryan got off the phone with Michael, he hung up and clicked it.
Call Delroy.
Haley, I know you doing Kate Bishop, but you're kind of on ice right now. But I'm doing this project over this about a period piece, and it's over at WB. Are you available?
He called up Haley, huh?
Okay, he's and click
Delroy
Lindo.
Delroy, Blade ain't moving.
And not only that,
Delroy the one who gave him the script for them Sinners.
And after
that, the original Blade, I got it.
And after he got off the phone with Delroy Lindo, he picked the phone again and called the actress that played in Loki.
B15. Woomy Loki ain't working. Come on over
here. We about to work on it. This guy then snatched up.
Don't forget about Haley Steinfeld. He took Hawkeye's protege.
And put them in this one movie.
Oh yeah.
And put them in this one movie that they got shot, written, directed all within a year.
Yes.
And it's coming.
6 months.
It was fast. Fast.
It was written, sold, produced, filmed by July. It was over. It was wrapped.
And now, and they already dropped the next trailer, which looks phenomenal. I'm ready to watch, and it comes out in April. Yep. And they said, take that, Marvel. And he said, like, I'm gonna tell y'all how I'm gonna tell you how a vampire film is supposed to be done.
Oof.
I think that's where he excels. I think he excels in original content, right? I hope that Black Panther, that this third Black Panther is his last dealings with the IP, and I hope he never gets to get his hands on Black Panther again. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion.
I'm telling you right now, when this movie soon as comes out, because I have no doubt in my mind it's going to do numbers at the box office. Marvel going to be over there like, damn, do I pick up this phone and call this man?
What do I
do? They got to let Blade go. They're going to let it go.
Let me ask you something, Torian. Do you think he outperforms Jordan Peele? Do you think he outperforms Jordan Peele's highest watermark in that type of genre?
This be his first time doing a movie like this?
This will be his first time doing like a horror.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you why he won't. Because Jordan Peele, when he did Get Out, that was a very small budget. I think Jordan Peele only spent like $15 million to make Get Out, and it made $100 million in its opening weekend. Maybe over time. It made. I think when it was over. I think when it was out of the box office, it made about $300 million.
It was $225.
Sinners has $90 million of a budget. So, how much are they going to make after $90 million of a budget?
So that's why I say that. And then on top of that, when he did Get Out, they shot that movie in like 3 weeks. It was like a 3-week shoot, and they made all that money back. And then look at all the accolades that came behind it. They had Jordan Peele coming out to universities and colleges to speak at classes about this. He won an Oscar behind this. So, and then he followed up with Us, which did numbers. And even though some people didn't like Nope still did. And here's the thing about Jordan Peele. Every movie that he's come out with have all made over $100 million. Right. Every one made over domestically. I think that's more important to mention. Domestically, it made over $100 million.
Well, that's where his audience is. His audience is here. But
I think Sinners can do that though. I think
he's about to come out with a new movie with Marlon Wayans. I think that's his next project.
It's called him.
How much money will this $90 million?
That's what I was trying to get to, because I don't think
how much it's going to make.
175.
Well, here's the thing. The movie was supposed to come out on March 7th, but they pushed it back to April 18th. Now, this is the part that I'm a bit worried about, because this movie comes out on April 18th, which means it's going to have room for about 2 weeks, because after that, Thunderbolts comes out. So it needs to make its money before that movie comes out.
I don't think they were.
I think it's two different audiences. I think it's two different audiences.
I think it's horror and then there's comedy. And I think you can siphon off of both. I think both, you know what I'm saying? It's two reasons to go to the theaters now.
And I would say the cast is going to be there, because you got to think. That's why I said Ryan was smart to call up Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, and the actress that plays B-15, because now you have MCU actors in this movie, and you got a director that did 2 MCU projects directing this movie and writing this movie, and then he was a part of the first 2 Creed movies. Like, that's a recipe for success right there.
But that's why I think it at least equal what your boy has done due to the star factor. He's like Haley Steinfeld. You got Michael B. Jordan times 2.
Delroy Lindo.
Y'all think it's gonna be doing a lot better than I do. So I'm trying to give somebody.
I'm going 150 to 175. I'm doing
that's
150.
about where I'm at with it. I don't think it's getting to Jordan Peele. First of all, I think there's a ceiling for horror, number one, and then you add to the fact that it's a Black director as well. That kind of adjusts the ceiling as well. If we thinking that Jordan Peele's top performance in this genre was around 225 million, I'm thinking about $175 for
150, 175.
For Coogler. So I'll anybody want to bet? I'll put $1 up.
So
it's not
I overinflated the budget. It was $4.5 million that he spent on Get Out and made over 250 million by the time it was done.
Yeah.
How much did Us make? How much did Us make?
250.
I think
Us did 250.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Us was a culture.
I don't think he's coming for Jordan Peele. I don't think you're.
How much did Nope do?
Let me ask you
Us
this:
made
did
250?
100 million.
do you think
Okay.
there will be people who are turned off by Wakanda Forever who still hold him in some kind of contempt that will maybe
No,
miss
not
this
enough.
movie?
Not
Nah,
enough
nah,
to
nah.
sniff the box office. No. What I put
Well, I'm
on
not
Chill's
seeing it.
post. What I put on Chill's post. What's gonna turn people away from this is it's horror. So. And it's niche, it's black people, so and it's racism, so white people aren't gonna go see it.
Nah,
and
they
black
gonna go watch
people,
that shit. White people love racism. What you
watch.
talking about?
We'll come back to this. Watch, we'll come back to this.
But
And
you know what? Blue has a point though, Tina, because I remember when Birth of a Nation. I'm not talking about that old one. I'm talking about
Nate
Nate Parker. There,
Yeah.
shockingly, when I went to go see
White
that
folks
movie,
was
there were
all up
actually
in there.
older white.
They
folks
thought it was the other Birth of a Nation.
they thought it was the other one. That's why they wasn't there to support Nate. They thought it was the other one.
They
And
thought
you know
it was
what's
the
so
original
good?
Birth of a
And
Nation.
here's the crazy part, Tina. And the crazy part,
It's
Tina,
like
is
that ain't the
whole
plan.
time
What are we watching?
Listen, when I was watching Birth of a Nation and I was in the theater because I could see them. I remember they was on the bottom. They was on the bottom row on the end seat. It was an older white couple.
Performative made 16.
When the part
dog.
when the part came up with the revolt, I kept my eyes squared on them and the screen just to see if they was maneuvering in their seat, got a little uncomfortable, or they was going to get up and walk out. But no, they stayed the whole time.
And I think black people don't like religion and supernatural and vampires.
mix.
So I don't think you're gonna get
Yeah.
repeat viewing out of this. So that's why I
Yeah.
can't see it touching
I
250.
don't know.
People watch Get
It's
Out twice.
it's a new black audience though. That is that.
Yeah.
Now that's true. It's a new black audience.
Yeah.
And then you also got to think, and like I said,
So you got
It's,
to bet-
it's voodoo in it. It's voodoo in it and
What-
Christian
what's up,
stuff.
Mark?
I don't know.
You gonna
I
bet
don't
me
know.
$1?
$1. I bet you. I throw $1 on that.
All right,
That's-
bet.
because they've already because like everywhere that I've seen where people were talking about their anticipated movies of 2025,
Yeah.
this movie came up a lot. Like a lot of people were really
And I
anticipating this.
Yeah,
movie.
and I
It
hated
is
the
probably
marketing, but I
anticipated.
think the marketing is working because I ain't know what the fuck sent us. I'm like, what is going on
I
with this?
still
I
don't know
knew-
what it's about,
I
fam.
still don't know
It's
what's going
Ryan
on,
Coogler.
but I
Look,
think
it's
it's working.
Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. It's just them two.
It's just them.
Those two. Those
It's
two.
like it's almost like Brian Coogler and Michael B. Jordan have become like the black version of Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. You know how back in
Yeah,
the day they
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah, yeah.
always doing projects together.
They still do. They still doing
Yeah,
it.
and they're still doing it.
What is Blue in markets? What are you betting exactly? That it makes how much?
What did you say?
Yeah,
Was gonna
what you
make?
bet, Mark?
You say 150 or
250?
175?
I said 150.
150
I'm rolling
I think
150,
it crosses. I think it
175.
gets to 200. I think it
for
gets to
a movie like that with a
I think it
majority
could get
black
to
cast.
200.
That's actually pretty good.
So what's
You
the
about
bet?
100.
What's the market?
If it grosses
Yeah, I'm just saying-
175, it's in
What's
between
the
both
market?
of your numbers.
Is it
Who
overseas
wins?
markets? We getting overseas markets. We know.
I imagine, yeah, it's Warner Brothers. It's going
Then,
overseas.
yeah, I think it could get to 200.
And then on top of that, they got premium screenings with IMAX.
Black people. too.
Yeah.
So that also adds in because them IMAX tickets are not cheap.
That's the
Say,
reason
yeah,
why I
we'll
asked
go about
y'all,
115.
did you think he was going to outperform Jordan Peele? Because we know what the watermark is. Who's maxing out right there? If he's not going to outperform,
I think it'll
Jordan Peele, he doesn't
outperform
have a
Nope.
chance.
I think it'll outperform. No,
Yeah.
I do.
I don't think it'll outperform Get Out or Us.
Or us.
I do. I think
So-
it can get to 250 million. It could do that.
So that's $1, $2, $3, $4, $5.
Look, they should have released it in October. It should have been dropped in Halloween.
Yeah, I do. I do
it-
think I'm with you, Tina. I think that's
it would have made a
It
killer.
feels like a summertime
September,
movie.
October,
Yeah, it feels
November.
like-
That's the time frame to do something like that.
That
yeah.
too.
Especially black horror. You get black folks on Halloween, you good.
Yeah, they gonna go. We going. Yeah, we ain't got nothing to do this weekend. Let's go check out the scary movie.
Isn't
Yeah.
Michael
We'll
B
see.
also producing? He's got so much invested. He's not just an actor
Yeah.
who's going to do the media rounds because he's supposed to.
Yeah.
This guy wants this movie to succeed, so he will
Yeah,
hit
I'm
up
sure
all
he's
of the
part
places.
He's part of the production team. I'm sure he will. He's
Mhm.
gonna make a. He's
I
like
think-
someone said. He's getting paid double, but I'm sure he is also making money
Triple,
off
he probably get
the
triple.
movie as producer or on the back end. Yeah,
If
I
he's
think
smart,
it'll
he's
be
going to
short-
sit down with L'Oreal. He'll do an interview with her, and they'll talk about what happened in school when he used to bring his picture and put it on his locker.
Yeah, he's never talking to that girl again.
He
We
should.
got another super chat. We got
I think
another
Michael-
super chat. One more.
Then step this way, step that way, then step this way, step that way. Are you my friend?
And are we locked in?
And if Ryan Coogler averaged to a song.
Deadpool was hopping in different universes to find a certain Wolverine and his cameo of Henry Cavill, and it came to the same. Oh, it can be the same for T'Challa.
Of course, variants.
Yep. Appreciate it, King of Dreams.
What it is, anchor beings, that new shit that they just added just because they wanted to add some new shit.
Our anchor being is Wanda, right? We already got our anchor being in this universe.
Anchor beings. They just be coming up with some shit.
The anchor being is T'Challa. When T'Challa died, the Marvel Cinematic Universe went wonky and incursions started happening. That's what happened.
T'Challa died, it died.
Any reason to remind you all again that he is dead, they'll put that in the movie.
Hopefully they figure it out, man. I don't know. We'll see.
All I'm gonna say is this: I'm glad I'm not the one that got to be in that boardroom when they make these decisions, because I can only imagine the amount of mudslinging that goes on in those. I said they might have to put up soundproof barriers just so people don't hear them cussing each other out all throughout the floor, like wherever they be having these meetings at, because I know they probably cussing like pirates in there.
I think when you get to Ryan Coogler's level, though, he pretty much can do what he wants to do. I think people,
at
that point, studios and producers are just cutting the check and putting parameters and not to get the hell out the way.
They just throwing money his way at this point. They like whatever.
And I think even I think even Feige does that with the Russos. When the Russos come in, Feige cuts the check and gets out the way. Right? Yeah. I don't think Coogler. I think he's past those type of arguments.
Yeah, I could see that, but I think it's. Somebody need to step in on something. I need Feige to do his job. I need Feige to do his job.
Who's the adult in the room, man?
Yeah, I need Feige to do his job. Even if I give you the reins, you know what I'm saying? It used to be the whole thing is, hey, Feige says you can do anything within this box. Now they be like, what box?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They just be all over the place, coloring outside the lines and shit. Like, I need somebody to step in and be like, nah, man, we're not doing it this way. It's got to be like this. Like, they really need a bullpen. They really, really, really need at least a chat. Who in the chat? You know what I'm saying?
I wish Feige would have said when he was like, okay, so what are we gonna do? And Coogler said we're gonna kill T'Challa. I just wish Feige would have said, you sure? Yeah, we're gonna kill
at least that, right? At
Are
least
you sure?
Like, yeah, that's all you had to do. Like, you sure? The main character,
take some time, take a couple of days, get back at me. We'll
that's what he should have said. Hold on, wait, give me a week. Let's. I'm in New York right now. I'm in New York right now. We need to talk face to face.
No. He should have said, Ryan, what we're gonna do is we're gonna send you on this remote location for about a good month to really think about this situation. Like unwind a little bit, kick your feet up.
He should have changed the subject.
Come back in a month.
What did the script look like? That's what he should have just changed the subject to something totally. You know what I'm saying?
Then he comes back after the vacation. You know what? I appreciate that, but yeah, we're gonna kill him.
Like I thought about. I don't know why.
And if I was Kevin Feige, I would have been like, "Well, give me my money back. I need my reimbursement. I sent you on vacation to think straight, and you still ain't thinking right. What's going on here?"
With the right answer.
Let's keep listening to the report from Cosmic Wonder.
I forgot that this video was even in the background. Because we went on
talking for an hour and a half.
We've heard it sounds like he is going to be playing the villain. And whether the new T'Challa / Black Panther is a variant or T'Challa's son, T'Challa II, either way, it's going to be really cool.
Do you see how they get to flip? I'm telling you, this is going to be for the next 2 or 3 years. Stuff is going to get flip-flopped and mixed up.
Whoever called Toussaint T'Challa
the second? Not I.
No one. T'Challa the second.
You're with me.
They don't even do that in that culture, though. They don't do juniors a second, so that's what's weird.
All right.
What they don't do is bastard kids from Haiti. That's what they don't do.
Yeah, they don't
Anyways,
do that.
We just need to clarify and establish that. My bad.
Go ahead, Tyler.
Recasting. If they go with T'Challa's son, that's not recasting T'Challa.
It's not recasting.
Right?
It's another
At
character.
all.
That's not recasting.
Mhm.
And people like me, and I imagine you all would agree, who are on the recast T'Challa train, that's not recasting T'Challa, because a man's son isn't him. So that's just bullshit to me as well.
No, Bronny proved that night after night.
Leave the babies alone.
My bad.
T'Challa's son, T'Challa II. Either way, it's going to be really cool to see Denzel Washington go up against the Black Panther. Ryan Coogler, of course, is coming to direct, and according to a recent report from the Scooper My Time to Shine Hello, Aibea will be one of the antagonists of the film. Aibea typically tries to destabilize Wakanda's leadership, which would be the Black Panther. He's a very chaotic villain who uses psychological warfare as his weapon. And what's really interesting is that he has a history with Mephisto. In fact, that's kind of where his story begins. In Africa, on his farm, rebel guerrillas from the neighboring country of Ujanka were forced over to the farm. Aibea helped nurse the fighters back to health, but his wife ended up falling in love with the rebels' leader. They took his wife and stabbed him 32 times and left him for dead, and also destroyed the farm. He was driven insane with hatred, so he made a deal with the devil, trading his soul to save his life. Now, we've heard Mephisto is showing up soon, supposedly in the Ironheart series, and the Hood, who is going to be the villain of the Ironheart series, is rumored to be making an appearance in the Thunderbolts, and the Hood is supposedly going to get his powers from Mephisto himself. And we do know that Marvel Studios is going to dive further into the supernatural part of the MCU. I know things have been on hold with Blade and the Midnight Suns, but ultimately they are going to get there. And Mephisto really would make a crazy good villain, and it sounds like we could see him show up in Ironheart, the Thunderbolts, and now possibly Black Panther 3. So although it is not confirmed, Denzel Washington could be playing Aibea in the MCU in Black Panther 3. Now, like I mentioned, we do have a interesting rumor for the X-Men, and
that's it. Aibea, Denzel Washington.
Tired of the Mephisto rumors. We've been dealing with Mephisto rumors for 8 years, 10 years now.
We're going to get him before we get to Tchalla.
Yeah, we about to get Mephisto before we get to Tchalla back.
So what
do you think is going to come first, T'Challa or Blade?
Aibea.
That's not a choice, Blue.
Neither one of them is going to.
Torian, I don't think either. I don't think either of these will come. I think that Mahershala will leave, and then they'll say, "We'll just put Blade in a team."
Mahershala is out there fighting the dinosaurs.
He's not leaving. He's not going to leave. He's not going to leave.
Well, they'll force him.
He knows. Yeah. If
Marvel is gonna pull that plug.
Yeah. Well, no, they're not. No, they're not.
They're gonna pull that plug.
Let me tell you something. If he understands and he's seeing that role as significant as Chadwick was to Black Panther.
Good.
He knows that he can really do something in that role, and it's Blade. Listen, somebody's gonna do it. So why are you gonna leave the project? Because somebody's gonna take the role, and guess what? When it does come out, it's gonna be a banger. It's gonna make money. And so he's gonna he's
while
sticking it out.
Wesley is running around killing vampires, and he's still trying to work on the script that's never gonna come. You're right. He'll stay there till he dies.
So I don't think that it'll happen. It won't be his fault, but it'll be the fault of the studio who will not going to forward this project. They'll give him the runaround. Then they'll wait for him to be in conflict. We're actually shooting this the same time you're shooting Jurassic World. Oh man, conflict of interest.
And ironic.
No, I do think they're going to force him out. That is exactly how they are going to force him.
All right, so let's rewind to Torian's question. Which will come first?
Hold on.
Because Blade is not happening. What
you got, Marcus? Hey, Pam.
How we doing down there, Pam Entertainment TV?
Doing well. Can you hear me? Am I vibrating?
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
Make sure we introduce you just like everybody else.
Tenfold.
Commence.
Now, the irony of it is that you have Mahershala Ali doing this Jurassic World movie, and ironically, Scarlett Johansson's in the same movie. On Scarlett's way out from Disney, she had to get into that little legal financial battle with them with Black Widow. So it's ironic that both people who have an issue with, as far as I'm concerned, Mahershala definitely has an issue with the MCU right now with and how they're mishandling his movie, and now they're both in this movie together. I can imagine the stories they had while they were on set about this.
And he probably watched how fast Jurassic Park got made, and was like, "Oh, they know how to do this."
Because it comes out this year.
Yeah, it's they say, "Hey man, you want to be over there?" Yeah. Oh, don't worry about it. We got the script. We got everything ready to go. Here go the money. We shoot tomorrow.
Man,
fast. They transfer them funds quick.
They probably like, okay, we're ready to go.
It's going to be one of the good. I'm hearing it's going to be one of the best Jurassic, films that we've seen in a while.
I've actually enjoyed the Jurassic World movies.
Yeah, that third one, based off the third book, I want to say.
Third book, yeah.
I've actually enjoyed the Jurassic World movies. Well, I liked the first one. I didn't really care for the second one, and I did like Dominion. So
I hated Dominion. That was my least favorite one.
Well,
Marcus, did you like the one?
the big fucking crickets or whatever the fuck. That can go to hell.
Did you like the Wanda Wise?
I did like the Wanda Wise.
Wanda Wise.
Of course, that.
I had to give you a pro for the movie. I had to give you a pro for the movie.
Now, if there was one redeeming quality, it was definitely the Wanda Wise.
The Wanda Wise. Yeah.
We love Aurora Monroe.
She need to show back up some type of way. Bring her back.
I think she's going to be in this one.
Good.
Yeah.
Achebe, y'all think it's happening? Y'all think Denzel gonna be the villain? Achebe?
Yeah, because that's all he was in fucking Gladiator.
Why would?
Yeah. I was thinking about when they were describing who Achebe was. I was thinking this is the same character that he was in Gladiator. When they say psychological warfare, this is the same character. They're just going to elongate his ears and put a grill in his mouth.
Put a grill in there. He gonna be in Atlanta, Wakandan, or some shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying, from Atlanta or something.
Denzel don't do accents, y'all. He don't do accents at all.
He don't.
I was getting ready to.
He tried to slide it in Gladiator a little bit, but I was like, nah. What is that? Mount Vernon? Where he from? Ain't he from Mount Vernon? Something like that. That shit was deep.
I preferred the first scoop about what his role was going to be. That it was maybe he was going to be Aurora Monroe's father, trying to find a cure, the mutant cure. I preferred that to Achebe. It feels like it had a little bit more impact than Achebe. I think they're going to end up treating him like Taskmaster or any one of the Thunderbolts or something like that. Like, it's going to be a throwaway character at the end of the day. And we all know, you know, it's not something that's repeatable or something that's going to have a lasting impact. So if it's Achebe, I don't think that really changes the calculus for the movie.
Him being Mephisto, but they already got somebody.
Yeah, well, financially, he has to be.
I think they got Borat, right, to play Mephisto.
Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah.
And when I look at Sacha Baron Cohen and how his face looks, I say you were perfect for Mephisto.
Yeah.
I think the way he's been written recently in comics, like maybe like this last half decade, it fits. Some of the older versions, like the guy who took Johnny Storm's, not Johnny Storm, Johnny Blaze's soul. I don't know if that fits Sacha Baron Cohen, but what they doing with it now, they're not even talking about Ghost Rider. So I think it could work probably with to WandaVision and Billy and Tommy and all of that. I think it fits.
How does for you comic book people, how is Mephisto and Riri matching together? Because
they making it match.
I
don't.
I was thinking, because I was like, well, maybe because there was a certain channel that kept hollering and screaming about Mephisto, they were just putting Mephisto in because they believe that it's a fan favorite. But I'm just not seeing how Mephisto and Riri got
it's
together.
because they're throwing the hood in there. So they're throwing the hood up against her, which the hood and Mephisto is
make a deal.
Connected. Yeah, they're tied together. So
okay, the hood is attached to Ironheart because
it shouldn't work though. It shouldn't work. It's lazy. It shouldn't work.
Yeah,
you know, we're gonna make it work, but it shouldn't.
The thing with Mephisto, he's the devil. He can really work anywhere, and they're making him a businessman. So I mean, he could just. You making a deal with the devil? He's gonna be a businessman. You can put him anywhere.
Mephisto be everywhere. I give you that.
Devil's advocate type of situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Devil's advocate. There you go.
Advocate.
That's it.
Yep.
Right.
I'm with God on this though. He shouldn't work because we're gonna have Riri the thief out here stealing and being, you know what I'm saying, hustling and gang banging or whatever she out here doing, and then she gonna make the deal with the devil.
And then she gonna make a deal with the devil.
Yeah, like why Riri got to do all that, man?
But she may not know he's the devil. You know what I'm saying? Because he's supposed to be a businessman. He's just gonna be like, you know,
like they say,
who you're making a deal with.
Like they said, the devil takes many forms.
Many forms,
yeah,
exactly.
Most people that make a deal with the devil don't be knowing.
You don't know.
Yeah, but you know, I wish they would have. There was a huge opportunity missed by them not, because 2008 Iron Man was just like, it set the tone for the MCU, set the tone for comic book movies, set the tone for superhero movies, and I wish we would have gotten back to that formula with Riri. That would have been some Oscar-worthy, viewing. Unfortunately for me, it just feels like they just kind of shoved everything in there, and I don't know, man. I don't know about these new MCU shows and these new. I'm skeptical of every new MCU project going forward right now until I see T'Challa back on screen.
I was about to say, except for Daredevil, that's the only one they care about.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Y'all ain't
they don't even care about Spider-Man no more.
Pam,
like
not-
Echo. I like
Anybody
Echo.
feeling Echo?
I like Echo. I think if
Echo
y'all
was
would have
good.
if y'all take
It had
Echo
promise.
out and put Daredevil in her role, y'all would have said Echo was the best thing.
Echo was
Well,
good.
Echo should have had Daredevil in there.
that's
Should have
cap.
just been more Daredevil in
That's
there.
cap.
Echo was
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah.
I think people wanted it to be bad, so we already made it bad. Echo really was not that
I'm
bad.
gonna tell you
But I
this.
think we're
There-
I think
that
you
is part of
you have
it,
to
though. The
include Echo
overall
in the Daredevil.
reputation is
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. It's just
They
like
shoulda kept
people
Echo.
wanted
They shoulda made
Deadpool to be
Echo.
good, but it was trash. Deadpool was trash.
They should
That
have
wasn't
kept
a good
Echo
movie.
comic
That was a
accurate. If they
trash
would have kept, if
movie.
they would have did the story from her first run, her first time showing up, would have been a real
Do
good
you
series.
think? I got a question. Do you think Echo will pop up in Daredevil?
Nah.
Nah,
My good sis is
We can't-
pregnant.
nah.
What they should have done with Echo is took her. Are you so when you said her first appearance, you talking about Michael Bendis, New Avengers?
No, I'm talking
Where
about
they go-
her actual first
Her first,
not her
like,
first appearance,
canonical
but her
appearance.
first series.
See, if they knew that they
Oh,
were
and
going to
Hawkeye?
do Daredevil with Hawkeye,
Mm.
if they knew that they were bringing in Daredevil, they were going to reboot that. They could have had that story arc where he goes and rescues her from the hand, right? Like she was, they were kind
Or
of
her crashing
molding
out
her
trying to
into
kill
Ronin.
Daredevil and then finding out the truth about Fisk.
Because-
We just got that in
That's-
Hawkeye though.
What?
With
Yeah, but it was with Hawkeye. It was with
Yeah, it
Clint
was-
Barton.
yeah.
It wasn't with
And-
Matt
and-
Murdock.
Right.
And the thing is, you know, then in the comics, didn't Echo and Matt Murdock have a relationship? Like, weren't they like briefly together, like in an
Yeah.
intimate
Yeah.
relationship?
Mhm.
And it's crazy how they work. How they work.
They
How they
gave that
work
to
off.
She-Hulk.
Like, it's crazy how they work off of each other with their senses,
Yeah, their
because you know
senses.
because he can't see, so she's his eyes, and she can't hear, so he's her ears.
These are ears.
And that's why that fight was so good. I wish they would have done more, but that was a badass fight with that fight scene we had with them too.
Oh, and Echo, yeah, that was and I'm glad they put that in the first episode.
But that was it.
Yeah. Stick in the wrestling.
That was
Bro,
it.
y'all
That's
telling
where
me
they
that
messed
bowling
up at.
alley scene wasn't
I
fire?
Echo.
Like
No,
y'all,
Tina,
y'all
I didn't mind
trash.
Echo. I didn't mind Echo, but you knew that they didn't care about it because they gave it to you in one day.
Yeah. I think
They
they
gave it to
cared.
you
I
one
think they knew the general, the audience, the fanboys. I think they knew. Okay, these people have already written it off, so let's throw
But
it
is
out there.
that a
But it was
reason
not
to-
bad.
Yeah, that's not a reason to give up on the project.
That's not a
They did that
reason.
with the
If
Marvel.
you
They
doing
doing
it
it
like that, if you're releasing it all at one time, you don't believe in the product, right?
You
If
don't
you
believe
believe
in the
there's a good
project.
enough audience for you out there to get new subscriptions.
If I got a
week
schedule,
over
I'm
week
keeping
over
my
week,
schedule.
That's how you do it.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Regardless,
I don't
of what
believe
it is.
in the project because I am looking at what I see, and I have to pivot and make a decision that's going to be best for the
But
business.
that's what we
You
say.
got to be able to
You didn't
pivot.
believe. You don't believe in the project. You're
Yeah,
saying
not
that,
not if I'm seeing people saying this is woke, this is trash. I'm like, bro, this ain't finna work. They ain't
Right.
finna rock
So-
with
so
this.
you don't
know
believe
they
in the
said
story,
that.
but that's what we're saying.
They said that about Agatha.
They
Agatha
said it
got
about
that same decision.
Agatha,
You know, they didn't
and
call
Agatha
Agatha
didn't
woke.
work.
Barbie.
They
It's
said-
fun.
They said that about what's the name? What was the with the one with Monica Rambeau in it? You know, everybody was
The
saying it
Marvel?
woke. It didn't
Oh,
work.
Yeah,
WandaVision.
and that was
Yeah.
trash too.
Marvel.
Yeah, and
Oh,
that
wasn't
didn't
it?
make no. I didn't. I thought it was good, but it didn't make any money
No,
either.
They didn't
Well, you
believe
know, it
in
didn't
it.
do
They
that.
threw that
They-
shit in the water and just said, "Hey, sink or swim,
Yeah.
baby, sink or swim." That's all. That's what they did.
Because
And
again,
it's great.
they are going with their with that particular fan base that that doesn't like for anybody to be in a movie unless they're
Yeah.
palm colored and are men.
Yeah,
Palm colored men. Huh?
yeah, that's the reality of it.
I mean, that's the reality of it.
They let
It is,
Agatha
it is.
fly. I don't know what it was about Agatha, but Agatha kind of coasted along. They didn't give as much trash on Agatha like I
back.
thought it was gonna get.
Well,
For
here's the
some
thing.
reason, Agatha
I-
coasted.
It had
I
a
think
decent
I think
story.
they,
That's why.
I think they went after it initially because they was like, oh, why is she getting a show and everything like that? And then
Mhm.
after the show came out in the season, the show had its run. It died down because they had to eat their words. It was like, oh, it
It's
wasn't
because
as
Penguin
bad
was
as I
on.
wanted it to be.
Penguin was
everybody
on.
was
Tori.
watching
We didn't-
Penguin.
yeah, we didn't have to worry about
Everybody
it.
was
Penguin
kicking it with
watching Penguin. What
Oswald.
are you talking about?
You got a point there, but I can't knock that one.
Yeah.
I watched both. They both were good to me. Agatha got
Penguin
better
was
towards the
phenomenal.
end to me.
It got better, and then it got bad. That last episode was horrible.
Nah, I like that last
Oh,
episode,
come
bro.
on,
That
man.
last
That last
episode was
episode was
fire. I like
trash.
that.
I was
To
like, oh,
figure
you know,
out-
Marvel being Marvel
Cause-
again. Big fight.
Cause
No,
really-
last episode was the
Agatha,
Yeah, the last episode was the origin story where we saw she been killing people.
Oh, not the
for
last. I'm sorry, the
centuries.
second to the last episode. Second to the last
Okay,
episode.
got it.
Because really, all Agatha was a setup for Billy to find his brother Tommy. That's
Well,
really
they should have done another
for.
kind of setup. Agatha was the worst MCU show.
That wasn't a setup for.
I wouldn't say it was the worse than Secret
It
Invasion.
wasn't worse than She-Hulk.
No, it wasn't worse
Yeah, it
than
wasn't
She-Hulk
worse
or
than
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion.
Well,
God
it wasn't
damn.
worse than She-Hulk. It was worse than Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasions, I think, was the
so
worst.
bad.
It hurt
You
my
guys want
feelings.
to talk about Black Panther?
That's
Sure.
crazy.
This is from Everything Always. He's reading off comicbookmovie.com.
They go on to say, quote, "We've been hearing a lot about the plans for MCU's Black Panther in recent weeks. It all started when news broke that Marvel Studios is supposedly looking to cast the new T'Challa, with the prevailing theory being that the multiverse saga will somehow age up Black Panther Wakanda Forever's Toussaint. Also started
damn.
before that with Denzel Washington, but let's continue. They go on to say, quote, "Regardless of whether it's T'Challa or a multiversal variant, the news that Black Panther will live to fight another day has pleased most fans. Following the late Chadwick Boseman's footsteps will not be easy, but a majority seem ready to see another actor honor his and the character's legacy."
Okay, let's stop there because he's talking about the general sentiment of how people are feeling. I want to throw it to Tina. Is that what you're experiencing? It hasn't been an overall positive feedback to that news story that there's going to be a T'Challa return?
No, I think I think just the overall sentiment, and I think there's a big word being thrown around. It's a variant. I think people swallow variants easy. Are we finna go to the ancestral plane and wake Chadwick up? Yeah, that ain't finna fly with the general audience. But variants,
It worked. It
it's
worked for Mark
different.
Spector. We watched.
Ain't
him do
nobody
it for Mark
watch Moon Knight, bro. Come on,
You're
ain't nobody
right.
watch that.
Look,
Black
man,
people wasn't
it can't
watching
be-
Moon Knight.
It can't be right.
I
for
liked
thee and not
Moonlight.
right for me.
I liked it
I
too.
can't. Yeah, I
liked
just saying
it.
I can't keep watching them make excuses to bring people back to life or the afterlife or they
Yeah,
went to
yeah.
damn Valhalla. They went to Valhalla.
Mm.
Now you telling me you can go to heaven for German folks, right? And bring back what's it call it? What is her name? Jane Foster.
Jane
But there's
Foster.
absolutely no way we could ever get this version of T'Challa back. That just
That
keep
is
telling y'all,
exactly what they're
Black
saying.
people
crazy.
are
Yeah.
crazy.
sensitive. They
I
are,
don't
they are
think
so
that is
sensitive.
our-
Can you
I don't think that that's
imagine,
us.
He is right.
bro? Can you imagine
no.
if they make a in Doomsday, they
Mhm.
go and pull a Chadwick from the ancestral plane, but it's not Oh my
Y'all,
God,
y'all,
bro!
what genre are we in? Are we talking
I
about
get-
They'll accept it.
romantic
He's right.
comedies? Are
Marcus
we
is
talking
right.
This is comic books? This is the basis of the entire genre. Is
Niggas
out of
didn't
this
come to
world,
watch a comic book
unbelievable
movie. They
story
came to
arcs.
watch
This is
Chadwick.
what we do.
Yeah, that's exactly what they. Hey, you going to see Chadwick?
Yeah,
That's exactly
we're
what
going
they
to see
say.
Chadwick. They wasn't saying we
We
finna
gonna
go.
see
Y'all finna go
Denzel.
get that Marvel movie. We finna go watch that Chadwick movie,
We
man.
finna go see
No
Denzel.
one
One
said
again.
Chadwick.
No,
It was
I
Black
don't think they
Panther.
said
It was
that
the
about Black
brand.
Panther. They didn't say that.
Bruh,
about Black
okay.
Panther.
I'm with y'all. It's very much possible, but I think like me and Blue always said, me and Chill always said, the buck stops with Ryan Coogler. What does Ryan want to do?
That's
Wait.
why we have to get rid of
I
them.
don't know.
That's not
Yeah,
what
he's
I
not
always
gonna
say. I always
not
point
gonna
No,
out-
I
get
didn't.
into
I
it.
didn't
They're
say
gonna get
you said it. I said when we talk.
Yeah.
That's what I always say. They're
We
leaving
gave
it
him
up to
2
Ryan.
movies, Tina. We gave him 2
Exactly.
movies.
That's why it's time for him to
He can
leave.
go.
And
He's
also,
done his job.
if
Time for him to go.
My
We
question
have,
is this:
hey guys,
allow
we have
him to-
other black directors that are good. Hello,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
And my question
get a
is this:
chance.
yes, there you go, Antoine.
Yeah.
Fuqua.
Yeah.
My question
Fuku
is,
turned it down.
well, he need to turn
What?
it up because
I'm saying like when they were originally like
Initially,
going through
yeah.
it. It was him and what's the girl? Ava DuVernay.
Ava DuVernay.
Well,
Mhm.
tell
don't know
tell
about Ava
Fuqua that
DuVernay.
Denzel is gonna be in it. Tell Fuqua that Denzel is gonna be in it. He'll
Denzel,
get-
that's his man.
Yeah, because they got that
That's his
relationship.
man.
Right now, Antoine Fuqua is busy doing them reshoots for that Michael biopic. He said, "This is my Oscar moment right here. I
That's
gotta make
crazy.
sure that this is
Yeah,
right."
the whole third act though is wild.
But Sinners is probably going to do so well that Ryan Coogler can afford to leave. I don't need you guys.
Yeah, he can't afford to leave. But guess what? Kevin Feige gonna do the same thing they just did to the Russos. We need you. want you to
I need
stay.
Warner Brothers to throw him that bag and say, "Hey, look, we need Sinners 2 ASAP."
Oh, he got that bag. That's in
I'm
his
sure he got it.
contract.
I'm sure he got it. I'm
That's
sure
in
he
his
got it.
contract. That's lined up. He
So does
in there
anyone
with
else
that.
here think about the feedback? Do they think that it's been negative? Because I think most of us are going to say it's been positive. Now, Tina adds that's because people think it's a variant, and that's why. But like, and whether it's a variant or anything, has anyone been hearing negativity since the recast T'Challa report from Jeff Snyder?
Not much.
No.
I think at this point now people are of course the people who already wanted the recast, they're always going to be on board, and then the people who were like against it have now turned over a new leaf because it's
But
like
I think that go back to what Marcus say though, Torian. If Marvel would have came out and said we are recasting, not right now, but later, everybody would, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
they just gonna follow. Anytime a studio come out and make a decision, it's gonna be some bitching and moaning, 5% maybe, but the people gonna they acted like we was dumb or stupid or just that's what I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? Like they made it feel like we was
any other class of comic book fans. Like we wouldn't
Yeah.
digest it like Superman fans, like Batman fans, like Spider-Man fans. We wouldn't accept someone else in that role the way that other comic book fans would.
And this is exactly why Paramount was winning, because back in 2019, in like March of 2019, when they decided they was going to release that teaser for the first Sonic movie, and we got that rat and rodent looking thing, and the fans made enough noise and said this ain't it, and they said okay, we will push back our release date, because the release date for that was supposed to be November of 2019, but they pushed it back to February of 2020, and it blew up. And they said, okay, when they released that next trailer, they said that's Sonic. And I think that's what did it. That's what made people go and watch that movie. 3 movies later, Sonic is now $1 billion franchise, and they're working on their 4th movie to come out in 2027.
Sonic. Well, you know, I would say just for me being that casual watcher of these things, seeing Shuri in that suit that was too big for her, trying to be a Black Panther.
Bloomers.
Yeah, that did it for me. Even though everybody was hollering and screaming about, oh, well, Shuri can take the mantle. She can take the mantle. Baby, she couldn't fit the suit. She didn't even look real. I mean, you know, Letitia Wright is
during the recording of Wakanda Forever. Like she snapped her collarbone. They said she almost died.
Right.
While filming the project.
She's a frail girl like that, and that's what.
Now I heard that she had a motorcycle accident.
An accident. Remember they shot the motorcycle scene on that bridge?
Motorcycle scene.
Yeah, she got hurt. So the reports from that went completely under the rug. They reportedly taped her hands to the damn motorcycle when she fell off of that thing. That's why she broke her collarbone. Her hands were taped to the damn motorcycle for some reason.
So they can, so they can, because she probably couldn't. She had to, you know what I'm saying?
But if you fall, how you gonna brace yourself? How you going?
Look, Ryan, Ryan care, huh? Ryan don't care like that. He's trying to make a movie, man.
She's a good actor. She's a good actress, but I think I still think to this day that was bad casting. Like she just didn't, especially if you know, even without Chadwick dying, you know that this woman has to, as Pam had said earlier, on get into this suit. That's what you would cast with, because they cast. You know, we know the MCU. They cast within the next 10 years. Who can play these characters for 10 years? That's how they should be casting, at least. And so that's why I was, even with the heart-shaped herb, I was sitting in the movie theater and I'm looking at her fight.
Namor.
Sorry, guys.
Cool Cam.
I'm sitting here looking at her fight. I'm sitting here looking at her fight Namor, who's established himself as this badass, super powerful villain, and it just don't add up. Blow for blow, it's not adding up. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, and I'm heartbroken that was supposed to be T'Challa. And that would have been an easier sell than watching Jack Skeleton. No offense. I mean, she's in the suit. She's like Jack Skeleton fighting Namor. It just didn't look right.
But that's how she looked in the comics, though. Her suit she wasn't built in the comics. She was she was slender. Pull it up, man. Pull up Shuri in the comics.
Sure look like, they at least make her look like she's about 6'6", even though she's not, but they make her look like a warrior. You know?
What we really need to pull up is the biggest threat. And that's this. Stop talking about Shuri.
It's like
never bring up Shuri.
Man.
This is a scene that happened, and it is the replacement. It is the next replacement. Shuri was a replacement, and here's another one. They want to hot potato the franchise. That's the threat.
Toussaint with the herb is not gonna make it. Look at the baby now. Come on.
He'll be
He need
older.
They'll age him up.
He ain't gonna make it. No, he need to stay in
Age him
Haiti.
up.
What is that?
And what is
Oh
he?
my
How is he?
God.
How is he gonna take the mantle when when he's in Haiti? He's not gonna be raised up under all of that.
Hey,
If you
I
say
was
that,
born-
there's
He's a
an answer to
bastard.
that. There's a witty answer that the studio can tell you, and it's that we'll move him to Wakanda, and then we'll
Yeah.
start calling him T'Challa, and we'll make him
So-
older. So what do you guys talk about? We'll get a bulky actor. When those are
Mhm.
your arguments, there are very easy, idiotic
So
studio.
how do you fix the black bastard? He can't inherit the throne or the Black Panther mantle.
Yes,
What
you
is
have
the
to be
difference?
more
What do y'all
wise with the
mean?
What's the
criticisms that
difference
you
between
use
Killmonger
against the
and-
child
Hold on.
when you're
hold
talking
on,
about
hold
him.
on. Hold on. Why do you mean he's a bastard so he can't inherit the throne? What does that
the
mean?
difference between Toussaint
And
and
Killmonger.
if you're
It's
thinking
the
about,
same
hold on,
thing.
if you're thinking about how
Killmonger
an
had at
oligarchy
least had the
works
tattoo on his lip.
and passes
Oh.
and how things are passed
Oh,
down.
you better believe he gonna be in that mug.
If Toussaint ain't got the
you have to
tattoo
be in
on the lip,
wedlock.
he
That's how
can't.
it
I ain't
happens.
rocking with it.
Y'all, come on now. We've all watched enough. We've all watched enough fantasy to understand that the bastard child of a king does not become the king.
That's
That's
seen it.
not how it
Right.
works.
It
That's
doesn't
not
make
how
sense.
it works
Dude.
in this universe, though. No,
You
because
got- and to-
Killmonger,
and-
we
and you
don't
gotta
know who
think-
Killmonger mama was.
But
To Andre, how do you
resisted
age up to
Killmonger, though. He had to
child?
get
You
that-
just put
they
him
had
in
to
a
get that
quantum
through
realm.
ritual
It's
combat.
easy. These aren't the problems. The problem is
He
not.
gotta
I hope he's
fight.
old enough. It's not an age problem. They will age him up, and they'll give him the heart-shaped herb or the diamond-shaped herb, and that makes him older. It's
diamond
easy
gotta
to
fight.
explain
If they
how he'll
would
get
not
older.
have made-
The
Fight.
problem is that this character impedes on T'Challa appearing. Be more
Well,
strategic
they can do
with
two
your
things. Let me tell
criticisms
you.
so that
gotta
they can't
fight
answer
Shuri.
really cleverly in the movie. Your problem
Let me
was
tell you
how
how they
does he
can
get
do
old?
this.
Well, why you guys always talking over me? Like I got important shit to say, and you're
Go
always
ahead,
talking
baby.
over me when I
Mhm.
when I have the most important shit to say. TJ Toussaint is a problem just by him existing. It's an IP with no foundation and no reason to return to doing him. He can give him 3 movies. They only gave the first version 1 movie, and he was a supporting cast in 3 others, right? So he had 4 appearances. They can give this character Toussaint, cast Damson Idris. They can give this guy 10 movies, and all of that will go for naught. All of that love and exposure this character gets will stop appearing because when things reboot, they'll just use actual T'Challa. So we are wasting resources, limited, finite resources that are important to use on representation on a non-existent IP, on a foundationless character.
Because you're thinking about him as Toussaint and everybody else isn't. They're going to think about him as T'Challa.
Because he is Toussaint and he's not T'Challa.
He
I
did say his
get
name
it.
was Toussaint. He said
I
that.
get it. I get
What's
it.
your name,
I
little
get
child? She said, "What's your name, little bastard?" That's what Shuri said, and he said, "My name's Toussaint."
She didn't say little bastard.
it. Look, hey, like Killmonger's name was Eric Stevens in Dujaka.
Hey,
I'm
look.
just saying, they done laid the framework for all this, y'all.
Yep. And you know what else they laid the framework with? The primary character of the franchise now has a competitor within his own franchise going by the same name. There's going to be kids watching going, wait, who's this new guy? I don't like T'Challa. Wait for him to die because he's supposed to die. That's how the movies went when I was a kid. Wait for him to die, and then they're going to bring up Toussaint, and he's going to be the new T'Challa. You guys,
I don't think
this is
it's
just...
There's one
I
way
don't
to
think
fix
it'll
that.
permeate like that because there isn't a mass amount of media behind Toussaint. There were tons and tons of media behind T'Challa before we ever saw him on the big screens. He was an established character. People knew who he was. Those kids that went to go see Black Panther for the first time in 2018 had fathers and uncles and older brothers and cousins that knew of T'Challa. Ain't nobody preaching Toussaint to these kids.
Today,
nobody's selling that.
You're right. Today,
They not
but
even
after
after
10
their damn
appearances,
self.
They're not even pitching it to themselves because they're not going to watch it. So I don't. While I agree with you, it is a threat to keep hot potato in the mantle. I think until they start to perpetuate Little Toussaint and start showing him on other platforms in the comics,
Are you
in
kidding me?
animation, stuff like that. Well,
This
we literally
coming from
he's
you?
had one appearance.
John
That one
Stewart, Green
appearance.
Lantern, was in 5 seasons of Justice League, and some of you guys said he's the one, he's the real one. When Hal
Chill.
Jordan is the
That's
primary
5
Green
seasons of
Lantern.
an animated show as opposed to one appearance in one movie for 2 minutes.
And Green Lantern is different from the Black Panther.
Okay, cool.
There's the Green Lantern Corps,
after
and there's Black Panther. One guy, singular.
So after Toussaint is aged and he's the primary T'Challa, he's Black Panther. He'll have more appearances than T'Challa has. That's what I'm talking
No.
about. That's my Jon Stewart comparison. A lot of you guys,
Yeah, I
because you
was like,
grew up
if
in
it
that pivotal
gets to
time,
that point.
you grew up in that time where that was your Green Lantern. You couldn't see anything else. And to your guys' brains right now, you think that he's the primary one. God help
Chill.
you.
No, I
The
don't
same
think
thing
he's
will
the
happen with
primary one.
Toussaint.
I don't think Green Lantern. I don't think Jon Stewart is the primary. And I hate we're getting off topic, but no, that's not how that works. Green
Okay.
Lantern. They established in DC that Green Lantern is this whole massive. It's like being in the army.
Marvel is establishing Black Panther is this whole massive hot
They
potato in the
they're
mantle.
no, they're not. They're
They're doing
establishing one mantle being passed down from spot to
From one
spot to
person to
spot.
person.
That's different than
Hey.
what Green Lantern is. That's
Hey,
different.
and you better hope, because you better hope Eyes of Wakanda don't build upon that too. So I'm interested to see what they do.
They
with that,
are going to build
because
upon the
because that's
passing of the
canon.
down.
That's canon, and Coogler was involved with Eyes of Wakanda.
I want
so
Eyes of
that'll kinda
Wakanda to
tell
have
you.
I want Toussaint and Eyes of Wakanda so badly so that they
Why?
put a
He's
scene
not
of
gonna be
him.
in there. He's not going to be
I'll
in
tell
there.
you why. I was going to answer why. If you guys just have to wait and let me
But that's
talk.
adding to what you're
So-
saying you don't want. You don't
so-
want him to be
because you're
perpetuated.
not
You
waiting
don't
for me to
want see
answer.
other forms
So
of
this-
that.
Hey, let Chill kill.
This little thing, this little picture that I put on screen all the time, you know, I'm talking about a real life actor. His name is Divine Love. Cool guy. Wish the best for him. But it's kind of hard to
I don't know if he's
criticize
cool.
without having at the back of my head someone going, "How are you going to talk about a kid like that?" Now you animate Toussaint, I could talk about that character. All the memes I can make with that kid. That's why I want him in there. It's not because I like the character. It's not because I want to perpetuate it further. It's so that I can make memes.
Got you.
You can make memes
Well,
now. Why you scared to make memes now, Chill?
It's insensitive, and I don't want to open
To
myself
who?
up to that.
To who?
To anyone who
Just
would
marry
want
up
to use that
be
again.
Toussaint, Chill. Use his likeness as Toussaint and make the memes. If you
It
gonna
works-
go in,
animate
go in,
him.
man. Quit being scared, dog.
It makes sense to you, Blue, but I know what's coming. I know what's
Quit being
coming.
scared, man.
Blue
I
telling
tell
you
you
to
this all the
crash
time,
out.
Chill. You cannot. If you gonna crash out, look, take the Bentley, crash that mother all the way, total it. If you gonna go in, man.
You know, they can
bad, Pam. My bad.
definitely. No, you're fine. They can definitely figure out how to get. There's an easy way to figure out how to take care of Toussaint. All you need is Namor. Namor needs to find out, because just like he was hot and heavy to kill up Riri, he could be hot to heavy to pull all the water to go over Haiti, and we don't know what happened to Toussaint, and that's why what's the name? Nakia gets all upset because y'all didn't handle
That turned into
Namor like you
malice.
want to, and then
Give that,
I
yup,
like that.
give that story to Ryan. He'll love it.
I like
he will
that.
love it. It will
He will hate
motivate
that.
Nakia
He will hate that.
so much. Man,
Because he don't kill
loves
the
that.
kids, Marcus. He don't kill the kid.
He killed a
So
parent.
he'll hate that.
You're right. He killed a
Oh
parent.
my
He
god!
killed a parent.
Y'all want to
This
kill
one
the
doesn't
daddy
watch
and
out.
the son? The daddy's the
I'm
son
not
and the
saying that the
mama.
son. No, I'm not saying that the son will die. I'm just saying that the water will go over Haiti, and he will fly out and flush out somewhere, and they don't know where he's at. The
kidnap him and
UN
just
is
take him
going to pick
down
him
to
up, and he's going to be adopted by some
Talican.
family in New York, and Nakia gonna think her baby dead, and then she gonna turn into the bad guy like she was in the comics.
Like she's
And then
supposed to be.
what's gonna happen is
Now Shuri got to stop her.
Sure, yeah, but Shuri can't stop her. The only thing that's supposed to be able to stop her is
Namor.
no
Oh,
T'Challa.
T'Challa.
oh,
We don't
T'Challa.
know if he ain't really dead. He had some mysterious illness. You know how back in the day when people thought people was dead and they weren't, and they was ringing
Like
the
when
bell.
JR came back.
So when he went up into space, he's in suspended animation. And all they gotta
I
do
was
is go up there and give him some of that herb stuff, and then he can come back and he can handle Nakia.
How do we handle the face? Do we say he went through some kind of accident?
Y'all-
Did space
Y'all got
change
to
it?
do like the
We don't
folks
care
in the
about the
soap
face.
operas.
Yeah, I was about to say that, Pam.
When
we
somebody
don't care about the
changed
face. It's just the character.
characters,
Just
stuff like
pretend.
that, it was
Yep.
just a big little thing. So and so will now be played by Jack Black. Period.
That's it.
And we
Boom.
went on.
Didn't care.
Didn't care.
God light kept shining.
It's not
Or
like,
like-
I mean, people are thinking that the audience, and maybe sometimes I think we do act like this, but we cannot be this delusional to believe that T'Challa is going to come back looking like T'Challa. I mean,
Right.
Chadwick. We're just not that delusional. Just put a little blurb. I don't know why they're treating us like we don't have the sense that the Lord has given us. Give us the little blurb that this person is paying
Don't
T'Challa.
do the look.
And
Yes.
and then have him go, and then have him and Shuri figure out that Toussaint's not dead, and then whatever that little story that Ryan Coogler was going to do before Chadwick died, he can do it then.
And if the people don't, and the general audience don't still feel some type of way about it, they'll just have to be unhappy, nappy.
Yeah, unhappy and nappy, but they won't. They won't.
No, because they're gonna be trying to figure out.
Somebody say some shit like "death looks good on you," he be like, "I know," or "I've been through." You know what I'm saying? It's a quick little joke, and that's it.
But Pam, I do like your layout though. I like that explanation.
Yeah, that's it.
Chibi.
Being fully transparent here, I wasn't really aware of, and I don't think he's going to be making the Marvel Rivals roster anytime soon. Quick backstory here. Aibea is a brilliant strategist and manipulator. Hailing from Nigeria, he's a master of psychological warfare and is known for his ability to twist people's minds, causing chaos and manipulation on a grand scale. His goals typically revolve around destabilizing Wakanda's leadership and exploiting its resources for his own gain. Oh, and he has major ties to Mephisto. So that's one of the villains that's being reported, and you can sort of see how Denzel might actually fit that role perfectly.
He's right. That's a character that Denzel can nail, and it could be spoken about in a way like, you guys see this movie. I really didn't like the hero, but the villain, Denzel, that may generate
not the Nigerian scammer.
A lot of people like because do you know how many people left out of, I don't know what it was like for y'all, but when the first Black Panther came out, how a lot of people came out there saying, I like T'Challa, but I loved Killmonger. Like everyone,
Ryan does good. Ryan does good with villains, man. Because I like Namor.
No, Ryan does good with Michael B. Jordan. Let's get
because I like Namor too. I like Namor.
Jordan.
You like Namor because
Namor's
story was Killmonger's story. It was the same story.
Namor was all
They
right.
killed my daddy. Now I gotta come back and kill Wakanda.
I didn't. You know why I didn't like Namor? He was dumb. He was going after the wrong shit. Give me Riri. You don't need Riri, dog. Why do you need Riri?
That's not the person that hired Riri. Yeah.
So what
because
we need,
she was the scientist that made that machine. So he,
killing her wasn't gonna stop nothing.
But she didn't. But the thing is, she didn't bring it there. They stole it.
Give me the science. Matter of fact, he found the machine.
But her name was on
the machine and still wanted Riri. Come on,
Riri. Because he didn't know if she would make another one. He was like, if I can kill the scientist, the one who did it, then we won't have to contend with having to do.
The government got the blueprints.
But I was just going to say the government had the blueprints.
That's who made the machine. The government, not her.
Aibea is an interesting character. Now, what Michael said early on in the clip was that I don't think he's going to be making the Marvel Rivals roster anytime soon. He's right to indicate how low tier and unfamous this character is, but I don't think that's a reason for someone not to make a Marvel right.
I didn't even cut you off, Shield.
Yeah, say it.
But didn't he got that Super Saiyan vein? He mean business. but Denzel said that he's close to retiring. He probably doesn't want a big extravagant role.
Yeah,
he said, he's like, I've already done everything I can in my career. I've already proved I have nothing else to prove. I'm just happy that I'm in the project. Even if I have to say 10 lines, I'm in it. So it is what it is. He's like, I'm on my way out the door.
His 10 lines are gonna steal the movie. So I think
it's Denzel. That's literally every time. Listen, a movie can be horrible, but if Denzel is in the movie, we know he's gonna do good, and people are gonna go see it, and they're gonna always say, "It's Denzel." I mean, like that's literally you can put that on. You can put that on some merch. It's Denzel.
It's Denzel.
Does anyone agree with Michael's assessment, or like he made it sound like that's why we shouldn't be using Aibea? He's not a big character. How do characters get big? You put them in movies, you cast a good actor, and then they become primary or prime time, I should say.
Yeah,
like the Joker.
Let me ask this question. Besides Killmonger, who is the
enemy
of Black Panther?
Claw,
I mean, in the comics.
They killed off.
Claw. Oh, they killed him off. Okay.
Yep. Got him on up out of there.
Claw
Namor.
And then they turned M'Baku
M'Baku. Yeah.
Initially, and they killed Killmonger. And the thing is, in the comics, Killmonger wasn't even related to T'Challa. They weren't related. Yeah. They both lived in Wakanda, but they were just always enemies. Yeah, they were always fighting. They were not related.
He just had a different stance than
Didn't somebody bring Killmonger back from the dead in the comics?
Yeah. Black Panther did. No, I'm sorry.
No.
Girlfriend did.
Yeah, his girlfriend did. What was her name? It was
because we wanted Tiana Taylor to play her.
I said Tiana
God.
Taylor would have been perfect for that character if they ever.
Oh,
brought
what
her
was
in.
her name? Now I gotta look her up.
Yeah.
Dang. But I'm down with Aibea. I don't think Denzel's playing that role. I don't think that's the villain, but I'd be down with it.
Like if you see that picture of Killmonger's girlfriend, looks just like Tiana Taylor. You would swear that they molded the character straight after
Madam Slay. Madam Slay.
Madam Slay.
Well, I was just asking because I was like, well, maybe Denzel. I mean, you did say he was going to retire, but I was just thinking maybe he could play one of those villains, those main villains, and that the villain itself, maybe not Denzel, but the villain itself will continue to
be a thing.
Well, here's the thing. We may not know too much about this character. He may not be a big character and everything like that, but because Denzel is playing it, he's going to make it memorable to the point where people are probably going to leave out of there and look up who this character is and see what the arc is and all the story is and everything like that, just because Denzel is playing it.
That's what we hope.
I just hope he don't die. I just hope he don't die. You know, we got Forrest Whitaker. We got
he ain't coming back.
We got Angela Bassett, Forrest Whitaker. We got Sterling K had to die in this franchise. We just got all of these.
Sterling K say he want to come back. They say bring me back.
But I'm saying though, like, I want them to do something with them that feels the impact where you don't have to throw them away at the end like you did with everybody else. You know,
they don't know how to do that, man, unless you Thanos.
Because Denzel already said I ain't coming back. I'm getting old, so you only
gotta come back. You don't gotta come back.
We'll just sell him off in the sunset.
Yeah,
not even that. Like he can be. Oh, I'm not coming back now. But then 5-6 years from now, he end up in a cameo for some other project because he's still tied into the MCU. Like I don't think he's gonna have a problem coming out of retirement to do 8 hours worth of work for $1 million. That's something that they like to do when they get into that age. What he's not going to do. Oh, go ahead.
First off, Denzel said 8 hours for $1 million. He said I might be retiring, but you're still gonna give me my $20 million base pay. He's like, I'm not working for no million. He said, give me my 20 mil, even if it is 8 lines.
He ain't getting 20 mil for Black Panther. Ain't no way.
he been getting 20 mil.
Why not? If they're giving Robert Downey Jr.
That's his base pay. He has to get paid that. It's in his contract.
Who else gonna get paid that? I mean, they killed everybody off in the franchise who would demand a paycheck that way. So they got the bread to give it to Denzel.
Why would I give Denzel Washington $20 million for one? Why?
Because he's
y'all talking about how box office he is and how he gonna draw everybody in and people gonna show up. This is Denzel movie.
Angela is gone. I'm pretty sure Angela was at least 12 to 15. No,
she was not. Oh my God, y'all are overestimating how much these people got paid. Probably like 500, 750.
Yeah, Chadwick only made $4 million.
Chadwick only got two. He only got two.
He made $4 million his entire time in the MCU. So I know she
only got
12.
two for Black Panther. No, everybody was underpaid.
$1 to $2 million is how much Angela was paid.
Angela, bruh, listen.
How much?
Listen.
$1 to $2 million.
Angela did not get $1 million for Black Panther because she did an interview.
I'm literally looking at it right now.
$1 million. Maybe the million was the salary and she didn't take home $1 million.
Yeah, because usually when they say they get paid, that's how much they get paid before taxes and before they have to pay everyone. Usually the actor's the last to get paid. So after all of that, it was in the six figures range what she took home.
Y'all think they gave Chad 2 and gave Angela 1?
No. I'm looking. No, they said Chad.
I mean,
they said Chadwick.
Angela.
They said Chadwick Boseman was reportedly paid $5 million for the first Black Panther movie.
She would have been paid more than him because of the fact that she was she was coming from television.
He's the lead. He's the lead.
Just because she's the
would get paid next because she's the most tenured star after Chadwick, I believe. So if she's
Martin Freeman
next.
Martin Freeman is the next.
No,
Michael B.
the
Jordan
lead don't have to get paid the most
over Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
In 2018.
No, I don't think.
Bro, y'all
forget how much.
But you also got to remember too how this also goes back to you having a good agent and a good manager. who can negotiate these prices and how much they pay you as
So
well.
what
That
does the
also plays
agent
into
say?
effect.
I represent Angela Bassett, and if she doesn't take this movie, someone else is going to give her $100 million or whatever.
Right. I can't believe y'all think Angela Bassett demands.
Yeah.
More than
I'm agreeing with
What's
Tina.
her
Me and
other
you are-
movie? What's the other movie that Angela was
I'm
in?
not
when
saying
she was-
Michael B. Jordan today, but we talking about Michael B. Jordan in 2018. He wasn't breaking down doors saying,
Right.
"Are you
Michael B.
kidding me?
Jordan
I'm
already
leaving."
had
You were
Creed
doing rap
out.
videos with the little white girl back then.
Bro, come on. What movie was Angela Bassett a star where she demanded that amount of money? Name the movie.
No, I thought she came from television like that. I thought she came.
Nah, Angela Bassett makes she made film. She's a long time actor. Yo, she got
Name the
20-year,
film.
25-year career.
Name
Now
the
I'm gonna
movie.
say the name
On
of
the
the film.
big screen.
I'm just remembering her from television. I thought she had enough cachet from television to be able to
What was
negotiate.
Angela doing in
she in?
TV?
Yeah, what TV show was she in?
911.
It's on
911 came after.
That's new.
Not
Yeah, that's
911.
new.
911 came after.
She was
Oh no,
that
I'm
horror-
sorry. She was in the
but whatever that
American
was.
Horror Story. American Horror
American
Story.
Horror Story.
Hey,
No,
y'all got
that's-
Angela
no.
Bassett messed up. I'm
Y'all
about to pull
do,
up
bro,
her
for
filmography.
real.
I'm on her
Y'all look
IMDb
crazy.
right now, and I'm about to look up what
Look
she
it
was
up.
She got
doing.
3.5 for what is that? What did that say?
Tell me a movie she led in, and then tell me it made over $100 million.
There's not
Dude, that's
one.
not what we
Angela
talking
has
about right now. We talking about how much she got paid.
Angela
That she
has
led in
talked
that made over
about
100 million.
she has
Tequila and
talked
the
so much
Bee.
about how she's been underpaid in this industry. Angela,
She's definitely underpaid for sure.
she's
No,
not
ain't
getting
nobody said she
working
was
on
under-
Marvel and
what I-
saying, "Give me
what
2
I'm saying
million."
is they got the money to give to Denzel. Let's go back to that. They have the money to give to Denzel because they don't have no leads. They got the money to give to Denzel. If
Whoever
Denzel
your T'Challa's gonna be,
you think
They ain't gonna pay him 20 million.
no,
right,
not
you-
20, not 20,
Yeah,
not
okay.
20.
Hey,
Yeah.
chill,
But if
pull that
I'm
little-
representing him,
pull that
I'm
little fake
saying,
picture up of the aged up to Tucson.
look,
think
if
this
I'm
guy is
representing
getting
him,
a lot of
y'all
money?
gonna have to pay him. You gonna because
You
I'm
think that-
signing on for 3 or 4 movies. This ain't one movie.
Right.
We in for the long haul.
Whoever that is, his budget gonna be ate up within the three movies though. What, 5 a movie, 2 a movie?
Especially if you get.
I know you're.
a
I know you're
star.
joking, Blue. They're gonna give a young person who has no leverage, no career, no filmography. They're gonna give him a lot of money.
Right.
No.
Well, no,
that's how it's gonna work.
not. Y'all think about him like a teenager. Let's say you do get Damson on the phone, and we like, hey, we need you for 5 movies. You're gonna pay that person.
Yeah, they're gonna pay him 20 million for 5 movies.
I
But
can
they're
see
gonna
that.
pay Denzel 20 for 1.
Yeah, I
Bruh,
can see
y'all
that.
are insane.
Oh well, not the Denzel.
What did
part.
what did they pay? What did they pay? Mahershala, or did they pay him at all? Did they pay him at all?
Mahershala is
That's
leading
what
the
did they
franchise,
pay
though.
him at all?
And Mahershala is leading a franchise with Denzel. They
bruh,
just getting them in
look.
there to like get eyeballs in. So
Some of
20
these-
million still steep, but they do have it though. They do got it.
They got it. Maybe he
I'm
won't
get-
get 20, but they got
If
it.
I'm giving him 20, he has to be the fucking lead, and you got to
No,
be
he
here. Bruh,
How
I'm
much
not giving
how much did
Denzel
they
20.
give the light skinned roadie? How much did they give him? Because he was the highest paid in Iron
Howard?
Man 1.
That was
Talking about
20 years
Terrence Howard?
ago. Bro, that was
Yeah,
20
Terrence
years
Howard.
ago, man.
I'm just saying, how much did they give him? He wasn't the lead.
He had more. He
But-
had a little
but-
bit more.
but-
First off,
know
that's
that
a
they
different
did, but they're not paying
conversation.
somebody.
That's a whole different conversation.
I'm just trying to throw
That they
it all
ain't even
out
want.
there, Tina.
They ain't even want Robert Downey. That's a whole. We
true,
finna go down a whole nother rabbit hole.
They said
there.
that, but Terrence Howard reportedly earned $3.5 to $4.5
sounds right.
million for the first Iron Man movie. Now,
That-
keep
and
this
that
in
was
mind.
a lot.
Independent film.
That was
that
a
was
lot
independent
back
film.
then.
And keep this in
Fine.
mind. He took a
Inflation
pay
today is
cut.
what, 10?
And keep this in mind. He took a pay cut in order for Robert Downey Jr. to get paid what they want. Because Robert Downey Jr. wasn't going to get paid that much, but he took a pay cut out of $4.5 million to give to Robert Downey Jr. to get paid as if he was a lead, which he was in Iron Man. That's a lot of money for only getting paid $4.5 million.
Yeah.
And look at how much Robert Downey Jr. has made every movie since then.
Hey,
Like 20
I bet-
million, probably more. That's why they said we got to stop doing that's why they said we got to stop doing these franchises where we're constantly bringing these people back and we're paying them all this money, mainly because of him. But you bring him back as Doom.
And how come we're okay with that?
That makes sense.
Yeah, how come we're okay with that? And that's a different story versus
Nobody. Ain't nobody okay with that. I think that shit's trash.
Yeah, it's just trash.
Okay, with what? I missed what?
I
So talking about Robert Downey Jr. getting paid all this money over the years as Iron Man, and then they say that they don't want to go that route anymore because it was costing them too much money. But then you bring him back as Doom, just to pay him more and pay him even more money.
That's even crazy. RDJ is getting 20. Y'all talking about Denzel finna get 20.
Denzel.
Come on. Come on,
Denzel
y'all.
Look, Denzel can get 20.
They ain't even give Jonathan
think
Majors
Denzel
20.
deserve
Hell
20?
no.
He deserves it, but are they going to give him 20? Is the
All
answer.
he has to say is what's the line? Plymouth Rock didn't land on me. He just had to put one of his good lines.
If I was Kevin Feige, I'd be like, do we really need Denzel for this role?
I'm literally looking. I'm looking.
You think Kevin Feige is worried about he letting the niggas handle it? I thought we established this already. I thought
hey, now when you get to mess with that budget, now when you get to mess with that money, that money different.
No, hell
that
no.
money a little different.
Marcus, we lost $500 million from letting the niggas handle
they not
it.
spending money.
We can afford 20. We can afford 20.
Okay, let me read this right quick. And this is coming from the Hollywood Reporter, and it was dated December 30th, 2024. So this is very recent. It says the Hollywood Reporter reports that Denzel takes home $20 million per movie, while Celebrity Net Worth says he easily earns $60 to $80 million in a year, where he's acting and producing in several films. And it also says that he has, however, earned more money in certain roles like American Gangster, where he reportedly earned $40 million. Now you gotta think, American Gangster came out how many years ago? If you adjust that for inflation, oh my God.
That's close to 100 million. That's close to 100 million today.
I think that's Denzel sitting home in his bed, like, do I want to get? I need 20 if I'm gonna get up out of the bed. I need 20. But if he got Ryan Coogler on the phone, say, look, I ain't got about 5 or 7, but I really want you in this role. He'll do it.
That's a big.
I mean, maybe he do give him the brother discount.
Denzel is a walking bag.
Maybe he do give him the brother discount.
Huh?
Absolutely not. He got Marvel behind him. It'd be one thing if it was Ryan Coogler's
by
own little
himself. But that's
production
what
thing.
I'm saying. They printing money over there. They printing.
Yeah.
Look, they made the Marvels and threw it away. That's how you know that they printing money over there. What did you say, Tina?
I said it's crazy. I think Denzel
literally
they printing money.
What is his net worth? What is his current net worth?
Oh, let me look that. Hold on, let me look that up for you.
That would be easy math. Yeah, let's see if he really getting that 20 mil a project.
Because what Gladiator is his biggest film. It's not like he be booming the box office now.
As of October of last year, Denzel's net worth is $300 million.
Ooh, that sounds about like 20 million a project. 4 projects a year.
That's me getting up out of the bed. If I roll out the bed, I need 20. I could really just sit.
I
really ain't got to do this.
I don't think that they would not pay him 20. I don't think that they would not pay him 20.
I'm wondering what he made when he did The Equalizer.
So you about to keep making.
I know those are smaller budget films.
Yeah, those
that phone's gonna blow up.
I know those are smaller budget films. So if he did get 20, he took the budget.
He took a quarter of the budget.
He probably got paid on the back end.
They said Denzel Washington earned $20 million for each of the 3, so that's $60 million.
Damn, there you go.
Equalizer.
And that budget had to be no more than 70 a piece. Well, I don't know, because them John Wick budgets, but John Wick it started off small and then they got a little bigger. So I don't know.
Hey, to Takru, how you pronounce your name in the chat? He said Gladiator tanked his reputation, but it didn't tank that bank account because he got 20 million from it. It didn't tank that bank account.
How did a movie that, like Tina said, grossed more money than any other movie in his entire career at the latter half of his career end up taking his reputation?
Yeah, how did that take his reputation?
That don't even make sense.
Listen, when Denzel announced that he was getting ready to retire, notice some stuff started coming out about him. He started talking recklessly. Then he said, I don't got to be classy for these people no more. I did that for the first part of my career. He said, I'm letting excuse my French, Pam and Tina, I'm letting my nuts hang right now.
Yeah, you can when you get there. Yeah, you get at that spot, you can say what you want.
When you got movies lined up,
but you can tell what he said. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, when you got movies lined up with Coogler, Nolan, McQueen, Who was the last one that he mentioned? Like, if that is your like swan song, then yeah, like you said, it's fuck off time. I don't really have to say anything to protect my income or protect my next job. I got my last 5 right here, and I'm out.
Spike.
So
Spike, he doing something with Spike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, he was like, these last movies they're things that I want to do. This is like this is what I want to do. This ain't do I really need to get up today? So yeah, I think when you at that level, you can be like, this is a passion project. This is something that I'm passionate about. I'll take whatever. But y'all bullshit.
But I'm hitting Marvel though. Everybody else, I'm hitting Marvel though. I'm hitting them over there.
And I think he wants to do it because he hasn't done I don't think he's done a comic book movie.
He hasn't. He said he wants to do it.
So yeah, and what a perfect time for him to do it. He's nearing the end of his career.
He just didn't know. Two Guns was a comic book movie. Ain't that what it was called? Two Guns.
That was a comic book movie with Wahlberg.
Yeah, that was a graphic novel. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Wasn't a fan of that movie.
Yeah, Chill. Yeah, man. Go ahead, Chill. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't.
I see the look on your face.
Reacting to.
I see the look on your face. You like.
Oh, I was on like another tab. I don't know.
Oh.
That was unintentional. I didn't mean to make a face. I do mean to make faces sometimes, Blue. Not this time. We got a super chat though. Read that, Blue.
Now that's who they need to make a movie about.
So they're gonna rebuild the machine from Endgame and age up to Son. Yeah, hey. No.
But that's the answer. So whenever you guys are getting angry, ask not just you. Oh, how that doesn't make any sense. Well, they just gonna make him older. Yeah, they'll make a machine from Endgame and they'll age him up. So don't make that your complaint.
But you know what? I'm kind of glad that this was a blessing in disguise, so to speak, where this happened. That way we can have these discussions. Can you imagine what the discussion would have been like if it didn't go this way? Like if they actually did recast him, what the conversation would have looked like, what it would have sounded like?
We would have been being picky. Oh, we don't like that actor.
I think if they would have did it like Chill said, if Chill said they would have sat down, maybe took some time, talked to Simone, bring Ryan out, bring the family out and say, we love Chad, but now we have all this Hodge who's ready to keep I think it would have been received better. I think if you just plop someone down, that leaves too much conversation, and dialogue for people to speculate.
I agree, Tina, but when did the audience get invested in his wife?
It's not about the audience being invested in his wife. It's Ryan Coogler.
When did the audience get invested in the director? Like, who's a director that works with somebody a lot? Matter of fact, what? And this is what's crazy. It's not like Ryan Coogler and Chad worked. This was the only thing they worked on.
Yeah.
He act like Chadwick was his muse, huh? That ain't his muse.
Yeah,
Michael
like
B.
that
Jordan.
is Michael B. Jordan muse.
That's his muse.
Not Chadwick. So it's
But like I said, think about it in reverse. Think about this is RDJ who just passed away after Iron Man 3 and
John Favreau.
Iron Man 3.
Yeah, John Favreau.
Yeah, John Favreau.
Iron Man 3. After Iron Man 3, I've completed his story.
But that would be 3 appearances. The same with Chad. Chad would have had 3 appearances.
No.
He did. Civil War, Black Panther, Endgame.
Franchise.
No. Because by the time we get to Iron Man 3, how many appearances is that really?
About 6. About 6.
You see what I'm saying?
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it about 6? Because it would have been.
That would have been 2 Avengers.
Iron Man 1, 2 Avengers.
2 Avengers. Yeah. About 5.
Then he showed up at the end of the Hulk. I think.
4. Shield said 4.
Well, if you count the end of the Hulk, you're right. Yeah. 5.
I think we would be still having this conversation if it was RDJ. I don't think this is a Chadwick thing. I think this is a studio connected to one actor and they've passed away, and now we got to figure out how we finna move forward.
But we've seen this before though, with other major studios, and they haven't taken it to this degree where they are trying to permanently tie the role to the individual that passed. Hell, we've seen this instance with the same studio with other actors, and they haven't followed suit. They're not even consistent in their own messaging. It's like, okay, well, we revere Chadwick Boseman, but to hell with William Hurt.
Yeah,
we
to hell with
revered
that
Chadwick
nigga. He
Boseman.
on set for 10 minutes. We don't know that nigga like that. He
They
didn't make us
had
$1 billion. I don't know him.
no. It
The
goes
only
deeper
difference,
than that.
the only difference
It's deeper than
between the
that.
William
They
Hurt
William Hurt
and
more
the
than they know
Chadwick
Chadwick.
Boseman is the fact that that film made $1 billion. I
Yeah.
think that's the only difference that they had. But the thing of it is, all of this would have been unnecessary. I think people didn't take their own advice and what people tell other people. You do not make any
Decisions while
big
you're
decision grieving.
Yeah.
They didn't take their own advice because there was no need to make that kind of snap decision when they did, because they had pushed back Black 2 funerals and a child. They had pushed that back about a year. So if you were going to do that, then you had more than enough time to be able to introduce a new person.
Yeah.
Hell, you had What If. You could have introduced a new voice, a new person, and all that other stuff. While Wanda was snacking on them in that first thing, because I hadn't watched the other ones. You definitely could have had.
So, question: if you're Marvel or Disney and you're in the position of exalting Chadwick Boseman, an actor, right, a member of your production, in after his passing, and you're kind of revering him that way, as a company, at least just from perspective standpoint, could you separate that from anyone else on the production? So let's say the director dies. Would you be able to say that about the director?
If Coogler would have died, it would have been a Black Panther 2 the next day.
Die on the set since Chadwick Boseman passed, and we've had no mention. We've had no regards. We have no. We're praying for the family. They didn't even mention it, or I guess we'll see because it happened on Wonder Man.
Yeah.
Might have.
His name
And someone
in
passed away in
production.
Daredevil too. The White Tiger guy.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, how if you're going to bring back up this, we're protecting Chadwick's legacy stuff, at some point you are going to have to deal with somebody's questions about all these other people that's done died in your productions in lieu and how you haven't treated them that way. You don't think these people's families look at how you treated Chadwick Boseman and now, well, my loved one's gone and he can't even get a tweet. We can't even get a post on the Instagram page. You know what I'm saying? Especially
Because
for somebody who
here's it
wasn't
is.
making millions of dollars to do what they were doing at Marvel either.
And the thing of it, and I think what we don't want, we not wanting to say the quiet part out loud. All that was done, it was performative, because honestly, and let's be very clear, they were not expecting for that Black Panther film to do what that Black Panther film. I don't think that they had ever thought beyond or past that. It was supposed to be a one and done. And they honestly thought that film, that it went above every expectation that they with that film. So I think that all this reverence and all this revering, and we made the decision that we weren't going to think, because of the fact that they knew that they weren't going to do a second movie. It wasn't until someone, I really don't think that they honestly were going to do that. And rest in peace, Chadwick. But I think that you passing away they felt like that was a good thing, so they wouldn't have to move on. They wouldn't have to move on doing those films. And I hate to be the person to say the quiet part out loud, but I'm gonna say it.
I agree with you.
I don't think
he was going through trying to get money, trying to get his contract right. He was having a fight with them. It was an article that came out right before he had passed about him and Marvel not seeing eye to eye on pay.
Well, that's why I knew everybody didn't get paid what they was, because they talked about how he took a pay cut to make sure everybody else was.
And also going back to what Pam, and also expanding on what Pam said, I specifically remembered it because I was able to find it when I was talking about Blade. They had said that the first Black Panther movie, they had expected in its opening weekend to only make between 80 to 90 million dollars. Like they literally only projected it to, they literally projected it to do that. And then the movie came out and it did what it did. That movie was #1 in the box office for a whole month.
Well, they put it on February is a purgatory month for movies.
Oh,
you know,
exactly. It is.
No, it just is.
Like those, like January, like I always call it January and February, like the dump month, like the movies they don't think are going to do well. But as you can see over the years, that has kind of shifted like over time.
Well, like I was telling Chill on the little live I did, they was not expecting the Black History movement and everything that was going on for them to show up and do that.
Of course, because Because listen, when you're sitting in the
They were not
executive
expecting that.
rooms and you're looking at the statistics of, okay, what is the history of these demographics of movies? Blah 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 blah. You're seeing historically, this is what we aiming for. Even though it's
Yep.
Marvel, this is an all black cast. This is in Africa. Yeah, we probably
Let's-
only
yep,
gonna
let's
do
throw it
about
in February,
80.
so it'll
Yeah, let's
fail
drop
when
it in February. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
was-
of course.
Creed 3 is a very melanated movie.
You can't
That
say
movie
that Creed came
released
after.
That movie that came after Black Panther released in the month of March. It was March 3rd. Why didn't Warner Brothers go, oh, we could capitalize on Black History Month and we can put it on in February?
Because
Because
they had what's his name in there?
Creed is a
Rocky.
built-in franchise too.
Yeah,
They
it
had
was
Rocky
already-
in there. It was
they didn't
already.
need- they didn't need that. They didn't need the Black
Yeah, they
History
didn't need
Month.
it.
I'm trying. I
Now-
don't know why Till's not understanding.
Now,
They
if
didn't
this
need
was
the
not
Black History Month.
Creed and it was called Joey Badass,
They might would have tried to slide
Creed
it
is a
into that.
built-in franchise already.
Yeah,
it's
Creed had an
it's coming off
established
the-
audience.
off of
It's
Rocky,
people
so,
showing up
yeah.
off of Rocky, off of
just
when
for
Rocky
Rocky.
came out. No, I'm just
Yeah.
saying it's still people following
And it-
that Rocky storyline.
and
who's showing up.
they saw, and the thing is, they saw what Creed did, you know, because like it was Michael B. Jordan coming in, but they still had Sylvester Stallone in there as a supporting character to keep the
I guess I
audience
wasn't
there,
clear
and-
enough.
and,
The
and bring
third
in
Creed
another
movie
Let Chill
feature-
clean it up.
Michael B.
and be
Jordan
wrong.
starred in it. Jonathan Majors was the villain in it. The third Creed movie
Mm-hmm.
that came out,
Yeah,
they could have made this movie come out in February,
they
but
could have.
3 whole days, 72 hours after it's not February anymore,
Mm-hmm.
that movie released in March.
It did.
If Black History Month was actually a marketing tool that
Mhm.
was tangible and not it happened to land on February, which is a terrible
was a
movie
marketing
month,
tool
which is
that
what we
they
think about
needed.
these black movies. We can just convince people we're doing it because it's Black History. We can tell them we're celebrating. If that was the case, they'd have done that.
That was Warner Brothers, right?
March 3rd release, which is 3 days after February. All you had to do was
Cool.
move once, like 7 days the
Cool,
other
cool. Let me ask
direction,
you a question.
and you could have
What did-
claimed
what
that you're
did
doing the
Warner
Black
Brothers
History
release
thing,
in-
and you would have gotten those Black History dollars
What did
you are
Warner
claiming
Brothers release
exists.
in February?
I wasn't listening
did
because I
they
was
release
talking
February?
over you. Actually,
I know,
you were
I know.
talking under me. I
know.
wasn't done my answer.
That's cool. What did they release in February?
I don't remember.
Take a
of that
quick-
year. Of
Yeah.
that year,
What
Get
was that?
Out.
2020
Get Out was-
what? 2?
That was 29. Oh, never mind.
What are y'all talking about?
He's talking
Creed
about
Kinda not
Creed
the point,
3.
though. It's kind of not the
He's
point.
talking about Creed 3.
Creed 3 came out in March. It came out in
Came out
March.
in March. That's what we
It came out in March because didn't Ant-Man and Quantum
Ant-Man came
Mania
out
come
in
out in
It came out
February?
in- it came out in
Yeah, wow.
February. Yeah.
So it would have had some competition that it didn't want.
If you dropped in
So I'm
February.
moving
and,
to
and,
March.
and Jonathan Majors would have been against himself.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was doing marketing and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not coming out in February when a Marvel movie is out in February. I'm not doing it.
But going back to what I was saying about Get Out, that movie came out in February, and look at what it did on a $4.5 million budget.
It's all right. Chill, don't understand.
And if anything, that movie fit perfectly for that month when you think of when you know the story of it.
Yeah, what the story was. Look,
I'm not saying it's always going to be there, but Black History marketing is a tool to use to get a little extra boost. They dropped that
February-
movie.
Yeah.
They dropped Black Panther in February for a
Right.
reason.
What did they
Right.
drop the second Black Panther in? The plan was to
They
do it
didn't
in
need
May.
to. They didn't need to
The
drop.
plan
it in
was to
February
do it
no
in
more.
May.
yeah.
Right? Because
Yeah,
they
why
didn't
not
need
repeat?
to.
Because they
They
were going
didn't
to
need
go
to
for a
do it no
summer
more.
thing. They said, let's do the summer. Let's just do a
Yeah,
summer.
because
release.
once they
Let's-
realized, oh, this is actually a profitable franchise, we're gonna put it in the best place possible, which
Of
is
course.
But
You just said it.
That's
You
my
just said it. Though.
point.
Yeah.
Once they realize it's a
That's
profitable
my
franchise,
point,
they're not
Chill.
walking
when they
into the
didn't
first
think it was
iteration of the
worth it.
franchise.
Yes, I still need to try to make
Put
the
it in
best money I
February.
can.
Yeah.
You want
Let
to know
me
what's
put
so,
it. It's a black movie. Let me put it with Black history to get as many black people I can to watch this movie.
you want to know what's so interesting?
hypnotized.
You want to know what's so interesting? The first two Bad Boys movies came out in the summer. I know the second one came out in August. I can't remember when the first one came out, but they waited a whole decade and some change to release the third one in January, the dump month, and that one made the most money out of all of them in January. And the fourth one that came out last year came out in June.
What date was it? Was it MLK? I just want to know. Was it around MLK Day?
Hold on, let me look. See, I'm picking up my phone again.
Just want to know.
You're gonna have to keep that phone out.
Right.
I want to listen to more. Look at more reports. Charles Murphy said in that tweet up
January,
there.
I know.
Good,
I already knew.
January 17th. January 17th.
Look,
Because
let
I
me
went
tell
to see
you.
it. I went to see it on inbox. I already knew. That's why I was asking.
Y'all have look, these people. Never mind.
So in the tweet he's reading that's been quote tweeted, the question to Charles Murphy was, are we expecting the new T'Challa for both Doomsday and Secret Wars? That's the rumor right now. I haven't been able to get my info on either project yet.
Because they don't know. Hell, nobody
what does this,
knows.
like, mean? Like, how could this actually happen, right? Well, there are two main ways this could happen. I mean, number one, it could just be a multiversal variant of T'Challa II that has come in from the universe.
What?
And so in that situation, you technically have two T'Challas. You'd have the young T'Challa II.
Are you drunk?
And then you'd
That's
have
not
a
gonna
variant
work.
of T'Challa
What are
II.
you talking about?
And maybe that's what they do. Okay. I can see that working. I still think it's kind of weird. I still think they're kind of trying to have.
Pull up this video.
He's like the DJ Academics of Marvel. What is he talking about?
No, but my
What
time to
is
shine did
unbelievable?
say that. I think that's where he's getting that from because she said
Yeah, no, he's
that
tied to my time. He is. But like,
she said
don't-
that she heard it was a multiversal variant of the child.
Yeah,
But
don't
then
shoot the
she
messenger.
changed it. Yeah, she changed it. You know.
So, well,
Yeah.
she's hedging her bets now because now
Yeah.
it could fit her scoop or it could fit Jeff Snyder's scoop. So she's hedging. Before she laughed at it and said, "No, it's not a variant. It's an aged up version of the child." Now she's hedging and saying, "Oh, it's an aged up variant of the child." Why would
Variant
you
of the
need to
child.
go why would you
Oh,
need to do
yeah.
that? Like, this is so convoluted. This shit doesn't even make any sense.
But it's Marvel, so you know what? I'm with it. That's true. I believe that's what it's gonna be because Marvel can't get
That
Torian
shit don't make
said
a lick of sense. So you're gonna go to another universe, presumably
Yep.
where his father is alive,
And find the child.
grab the kid, and then age him up from the.
and age them up. Marcus, that's what
You
they've
need to
been
go-
doing. They've been
go
going. They've
back-
been going in circles, doing the
Go back to the
bullshit this
drawing
whole
board.
fucking time.
Go back to the drawing board.
Some bullshit. It's some
That's what they've been doing.
Look, mark my words, you're gonna hear rumors that when Doomsday starts filming in 60 days that they still writing the script because I'm telling you, this shit is a disaster.
They
It's a
also writing the script.
disaster.
Mhm.
It's a disaster.
They
No, I'm
wanna-
saying
but-
when filming starts, they're gonna still be
But
writing
that's
the script.
but that's Marvel's MO though. They do that. Marvel's MO
They
is
write all the
they
way
don't-
through the production.
Yeah, they write all the way through the production. So you're right on that, Tina. But Marcus, they went and got Robert Downey Jr. to play Doom, and you worrying about them aging up a variant.
Right, but we
T'Challa?
know that's not Robert Downey Jr. It's not gonna be Robert Downey Jr. from here. Like, that's a clean.
We don't know what it is.
That's so
One
much
minute
cleaner
it's
than
one
But
minute
it's
it's
still,
supposed
it's
to
the Robert Downey Jr. though. That's the thing.
right. But 1 minute it's supposed to be, oh, I'm Doom. I'm playing, you know what I'm saying? I'm playing Doom. And then it's, oh no, the story is gonna be it's Tony, and we're gonna have Spider-Man look at him and think that it's the
Yeah,
you know what
see,
I'm saying?
that's
Like,
what I
the
think.
fuck?
Are they gonna make everybody look at Doom and just pretend that they don't see Iron Man? Because if they
right,
do
like,
that,
really?
and then you sit up here telling me that we can't put nobody else in the main role as T'Challa, I'm smacking everybody. I'm smacking everybody. If you gonna make Tom Holland stare Robert Downey Jr. in the face and be like, "Who's this guy?" Then I'm walking out. I'm gonna get up and walk out.
So they're referring for the second time in a video today. I don't know who sent out the memo. They refer to this little thing as T'Challa 2, T'Challa the
That's
second.
the second.
That's the
Torian.
memo going out, though. You're right, Chill.
Who's that?
They keep calling him T'Challa the second, not T'Challa
second.
Jr. I think it's because we keep calling him TJ. So they want to get away from the whole T'Challa Jr. situation so they can properly promote him the way that they want to promote him. Because we've destroyed T'Challa Jr. We've taken that and turned that into woke. That's our version of woke. They got to pivot. They got to move away from
took y'all shit and used it.
That answer is better than whatever Torian was going to give me.
What was I going to say?
Just what did you think about the second content creator in a row using that term, T'Challa the second?
Listen, that's the second. I'm gonna be honest. That's the second white content creator we've seen say that because I do not know one black content creator that's gonna call this boy T'Challa the second. Yeah. And even after this, I don't think it's gonna catch on. So I mean, have at it. But I'm not calling that boy no T'Challa the second.
His mama named him
That just-
Tucson. I'm gonna call him Tucson.
That just shows you how like interchangeable all these words are to people. Variant, recast, T'Challa
Yeah,
Jr.,
good point.
TJ. It's just stuff is getting confungled all together.
Confungled.
Confungled.
Because honestly, I think this is the first time today, like at all, we've ever heard them say T'Challa the second. Like, I don't think any of us have heard that out. Oh,
It's my first time hearing it, and I done heard it twice now. I'm like, damn, okay.
And guess what? Guess what? By the time we have this discussion again, I'm already forget about it. As a matter of fact, I've forgotten it now. What did they call him? T'Challa the what?
I don't know, man. Whatever the name they gave, that's not what the mom called him.
Chill. If you even listen to this video, he uses words so interchangeably, even right at the beginning. He was like, so y'all, I hear we're going to get a recast T'Challa. It's going to be a multiversal variant, but it could be. I'm like, all this stuff is getting mixed up to people. So nobody really knows.
Yeah.
It's all mixed up, except I know that Coogler is writing a story about the child and the Russos is this over here. So until everybody gets in the lab.
I'm hoping that the Russos just blow it out the water with whatever they're writing, and it makes it impossible to go back to whatever he wanted.
That's
to
possible.
do.
Hey, money talks, man. Money talks. If it's a variant and he comes in and he kills it, then you might have to have a hard conversation with Ryan Coogler. If it's the child aged up, then that
I also feel like that's kind of the hope. Like they hope it plays out that way, because otherwise, why would you give the Russos first swing at it?
Because you gotta have a T'Challa in Secret War. I mean, you
right?
Unless they're gonna let Shuri do it.
Write it. Why wouldn't you have Ryan come back and write it if you gotta have T'Challa?
He was working on Sinners. He didn't want to do all that mess.
And Sinners 2.
Yeah, he got a whole deal with. He got a whole deal with Warner Brothers. He ain't
Sinners Jr.
If it ain't Black Panther, y'all don't call me.
Blue, Sinners the second.
Sinners the
second. He'll probably come in and consult. They'll probably call him, hey, this is what we're thinking about doing. How do you feeling?
They don't call each other, Tina. They don't call each other. You gonna know more than Ryan knows. By the
Blue
time
knows. Listen, Blue knows because he's in the group chat. He knows this.
Tina in the group chat. I ain't in the group chat. That's why she knows they not calling Ryan. The Russos gonna
I'm just
write
saying.
what they
I told
write.
y'all Damson was gonna be in that movie in a couple weeks. Like, hey. That's all
They gonna write what they write. Tina gonna find out about it. Tina might.
I'm
tell
not
Ryan.
saying nothing no more. Because the last time I said something, it got contorted. I'm not talking no more.
Marcus, it's up to you. What do we call TJ? I shouldn't have said that. What do we call him?
Him,
Toussaint.
His mama call him Toussaint?
Call him Toussaint.
And I know, and do any of y'all know why? Because and the thing is, I feel like they left that out of the movie. I know why they did, but you would have to really know history. Do you know why they called him that?
Yeah,
Haiti.
You talking about Toussaint Louverture?
Yeah,
yeah.
That's
why we know our stuff,
baby.
huh, Torian? I got this whole We Fought Back series that you can check out on my channel, Torian Rain Reloaded.
Yeah, but
he done thought this through.
Well, thanks for the shameless plug.
You think Wakanda cared about Haiti though?
That ain't got nothing to do with it. It's gonna
They
care
didn't
what
care about
however
Haiti.
Ryan care, however Ryan write it. That's how it's gonna feel. He done thought this through. He know where he going with Toussaint. Now, if Marvel gonna stop it, I don't know. But this story is.
So do I gotta retire to child, Marcus?
Nah, that's the one that I heard circulating before T'Challa the second. I heard the child pop up on Den of Nerds and somewhere else.
That was our shit though. We was doing the T'Challa.
Yeah, that's why I said I was like they watching down because Josh was talking about the child today or
listen.
yesterday.
I was in a group chat with some white boys or whatever, and I was like, "Y'all listen, we're not with T'Child," and they was like, "Oh my God, why would you call him T'Child?" I said, "That's what my other friends called him," and then they was like, "Why would they call him T'Child? He's T'Challa." Like in their mind, he's T'Challa. Why are y'all calling him T'Child? He's T'Challa. I'm like, he's technically Toussaint. Well, no, he's T'Challa. Didn't you see the end of the movie? I'm like,
that shit pisses me off. This is gonna be the last thing I say.
Hell off because they're acting like Black people are not interchangeable like that. I'm not Torian.
No,
I'm not Killmonger.
I'm not
You can't just drop me in their chair and then say that, oh, hey, I'm Killmonger.
I'm not my father. My child is not me.
Like
Exactly.
and I give all the respect to in the world to Josh, but he had this in one of his streams as well, where he was kind of buckling and saying, well, if it's a male Black Panther named T'Challa, I'm good. I'm like, okay, so I know Josh has children, right? If you were
don't
the
do
star,
that. Don't just be picky with
no,
with your.
it's
All
tamed.
right.
I swear to God, it's tamed. Let me get it
All
off,
right.
bro. I'm about to leave. Josh has a son. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Let's say he does have a son. Josh leaves Den of Nerds for some unforeseen reason. Then now, do we just start calling his son Josh now and pretend that he never left?
If his son shows up on Den of Nerds and just takes
I
over,
might call him Den of Nerds.
Right? You might call him Den of Nerds. You're not gonna call him Josh. You're not gonna
Nah, I'm
pretend
call
that
him
it's
Josh.
another
If
person.
Josh left Den of Nerds, let's say he passed away, and then his son came and took over Den of, he's
Knock
Josh
on
now.
wood.
Right, knock on wood. He's Josh.
That's
If
what
they
I'm
doing
saying.
it like
Like
that,
he's
According to their logic, that's what you're supposed to call him.
Is his
So
son
I
named
take
Josh?
over.
Is it Josh Jr.? Because he
no, his son
technically
is like
Josh.
his son would be like some famous named after
Variant. Yeah.
some white
Josh the variant,
whatever.
not
George
variant.
Washington, John
George
Adams.
Washington. Something.
Do like what the boxer's name. His name gonna be George. It's all his kids, all his
George,
sports.
George.
Everybody be George.
There's one
All
more
right, y'all.
report
I
from.
appreciate everyone. Appreciate everybody's time. Pam, Blue, Tina, Torian, Mark Woodasee, everybody popped up. Godhood Comics. Appreciate everybody, man.
Torian.
All right, I'm about to be out myself, but I appreciate the conversation. I can't wait to have this one again. Chill, make sure you let me know when we
Once
is
a
it
month. We need to do it once a month.
And listen, next month gonna be real special because Black History and all. So we're gonna really go in. And you know what? Why not have it the weekend that the first Black Panther movie came out? I don't know if because the 18th is that a weekend or is that a Friday? What day is that?
Let's look and see.
And let's all do like they did with the first Black Panther. You know how everybody dressed up and all their great, what they assumed would be all their
The
great
15th,
Black Panther.
the 14th. Oh, the 14th. Shoot, that's the same day Captain America come out and it's Valentine's.
Oh, I'm gonna be out of town. I won't be here for the 14th.
We also
I'll
need
miss the
news
note.
to drop. Like I don't know if I can just do it 30 days from now without knowing we'll have what we had here with Aibea, with Daniel RPK's news
It'll be some
updates.
news. It'll be some
Yeah,
news.
let's do it after. Let's do it after Captain America, the week after.
Oh, it is going to be some news. T'Challa's going to have a new name. The Toussaint going to have another name. We already got a new name tonight. He about to get another one. I don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah, let's do it the week after Black Panther. I mean Cap.
You said
All
it
right,
right.
Sean.
No, you said it right, Tina. Black
What?
Panther. You said it
Let's-
right.
yeah, let's do it a week after Cap.
That's Black Panther. You said it
Because
right.
I really want to talk about that because I wonder how Wakanda does show up in this film. Do they just send another package, or is people gonna be there? Is Ayo gonna? Yeah, we need to do
They
this.
just drop it off.
All right.
They sent it,
I
and they
appreciate the
sent it
link,
U.S.
Josh.
mail too.
Hi, Torian. Tell I send it via U.S. mail.
I promise Darius is showing up. He will be here before we hit the end of the stream. He's got 9 minutes to
9
answer. Let's listen to Daniel RPK.
So, one of the things that Daniel Richtman has reported is that Franklin will be like 4 years old in the Fantastic Four movie, but then he'll be like 13 years old in Doomsday. So that's kind of weird, right? Like, how would that work exactly? Perhaps
Soap operas.
if the Fantastic Four leave their universe at the end of that movie and go through some black holes and end up on 616, maybe they actually are having a large amount of time pass. Maybe that's what ages Franklin up. Not really sure.
Okay.
But I thought about that and I was like, that's kind of wild. I wonder if they could do the same for T'Challa. So this would be a scenario in which they take the actual Prince T'Challa II, the one that was established in Wakanda Forever, and through some timey-wimey multiversal travel shenanigans, they age him up so that he's basically like a young adult / adult male T'Challa during Secret Wars. So those are my two kind of theories on how this could happen. And again, this is stuff that probably you start saying it to Jeff Snyder and he's like, or whatever, right? I get that. And maybe it won't work for casual audiences either. But this is stuff that Marvel is doing. And it is getting wild. And they are using the multiverse and they are doing weird stuff like that. So
what do we think about
that's
that?
what it ends up being.
About it, the black hole and everything that he just mentioned. Boom.
Once again, his language we can age up the child and he'll be T'Challa. So
Prince T'Challa. Prince T'Challa the second he called in this time.
I don't like none
I don't
of it.
like it. I don't like it. I like me and Blue's idea better.
It's too convoluted. It's too convoluted. They're trying to do too much just to make this character work.
But Blue, you'll have a black male T'Challa.
No, I don't just need a black, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not one of them. I got this black male character. No, it's got to be right. Don't come and disrespect, because I'm a black man. Don't disrespect me with fucking Falcon cap. That's what you're trying to get over on me right now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Make it right. Do it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not the right way to do that. That's a bad way to do it.
Well, this is his response to that.
Now, I know for a lot of people, this is just not good enough. And a lot of people are going to be super angry about this. You know, for me, I don't know. I'm kind of loosening up a little bit on this. Number one, because just like the Doctor Strange thing, at some point we have to realize this shit is not in our control.
Good point.
And what makes sense to us is not necessarily what makes sense to the studio, and the studio is going to do what the studio does.
Right.
Does it really help us if we go into these films and we go into this, fandom and having fun experiencing this stuff? Does it really help us to go into that with the mindset that it's our way or the highway?
Fans demanding, Pam, how you going to go into this movie going, it's got to be T'Challa. It's my way or the highway.
I'll be at the house. I ain't got to go. I done told y'all. I don't have to kiss your tail and spend my money. No, I want a new T'Challa. All of this stuff just to age this baby up.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It makes no sense. It makes no logical sense to do that. It's just as easy you could find it's easy to go out, recast this man. There's a way in Wakanda, two funerals and a child. There's a little scene in there where we never saw the body. Everybody just saw that he was sick. That Shuri had him suspended in animation and sent him up to the thing. Well, we found a cure for whatever was wrong with him. You take him out of suspended animation, but the only issue was like Deadpool, the medication made him look different.
Okay, he said he was loosening up to the idea. I still wholeheartedly disagree with that idea that he was loosening up to. That I don't think I'm asking for anything odd when I say I want the primary character of the franchise back. And I think it's them, the studio, acting real weird in a way that they would never treat, in a manner they would never do with their other popular IP.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you, man.
I agree with that.
It's what he is right about one thing. The studio don't necessarily have to acquiesce to what we want as the audience or whatever, because it is their IP and everything like that. But this is the bad thing is Marvel has programmed us into a certain way of thinking, which is the reason why their movies sell, is because how they set up canon and time and things of that nature. We've grown with these characters. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not like it was one and done and then they do a whole new Captain America movie and it has nothing to do with the previous. They've been building this story. So now when people call out that this shit just don't seem right or it don't fit, and they be like, oh, but I thought you said you wanted something different. Yeah, some shit that fits though. It's gotta fit. It can't just be some different shit. You can't just go and pull some shit out of the sky and be like, well, we put the Marvel banner in front of it and y'all wanted different. Y'all got it. Like, that's not how it worked, because y'all didn't fucking build it that way. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that. You can't build all round houses and then go get a square one and then say, that's what you wanted. Like, no, you can't do that. So that's bullshit to me. Anyway, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. And Josh knows it's bullshit. He called the way that he be calling out fucking Superman shit.
You know him and Gunn don't get along.
But he know that's bullshit. He know
Did
that.
you see? So you saw this already also?
No, I didn't see it. I just know I've been watching Josh for a long time. I know how Josh thinks. Josh, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know how he thinks.
He's got another minute.
Wait, when did this
I
come
don't
out? Chill.
8 days ago.
Okay.
I think you can criticize the T'Challa thing from Wakanda Forever. I think you can criticize the T'Child, but at some level, you know, I have to just either vibe with it or not. And if it's a male Black Panther named T'Challa that's hanging out with the Avengers during Secret Wars and whatnot, like I'm good. Like that's probably enough for me. I want the Black Panther and T'Challa to be represented in this big celebration of Marvel. I mean, especially for Secret Wars. Like, I feel like you really need that.
Disagree, but it's great for him to say that, to know that's an opinion that is out there. How popular is that opinion? I don't know. I don't know. That's a threat. That it's close enough. It's T'Challa enough.
That's completely against your whole thing of aging the child up and calling him T'Challa.
Wait. Okay.
No.
All right. Maybe. Yeah, Tina. I don't agree with it. I'm just saying that it's out there. That there's that opinion that's out there. I think it's stupid. I think it's retarded to all this progression that we had. Just end it for TJ or Tucson, I should say. That's retarded. Like it delays progression. Dictionary definition of retarded. We don't do that. We don't allow for another brand to step in here and take away and divide and dilute the franchise. It does no good. It's backwards. So I'm against it. Okay, got it? I was just saying that there's enough people who will listen. There's people who will, I want T'Challa back. Oh, I can compromise for that. That's enough. He calls himself T'Challa.
Right. And it's a bad compromise though. That's the thing about it. And a lot of people will be fine with that. The thing is him even putting that message out is allowing people to, okay, you know what, that's right. He will represent T'Challa, and that's all we need is a black male figure to represent T'Challa. Like, nah, man, that ain't.
That's what they're hearing from you guys.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They're taking cliff notes of, well, you guys, I mean, it's a black man. His name's T'Challa. I mean,
because how much time were people during the Wakanda Forever when they're talking about Shuri? They're like, what about the black boys? They need a representation. They need a role model. Well, here he is. He's black. He's a male. Isn't that what you guys asked for?
Male.
You're stupid with your ask. You should have been asking for the franchise's primary character and not allow it to be misconstrued into, oh, you guys needed was a male and he's black. And
but I mean, but that's right. But
that was coming from when they were arguing that you all are being sexist because you all did, it's a mantle in with Shuri. See, that's what it's almost like there is an argument over here and people are talking this way, and then you take what's going on over here and say, well, see, that's, you all said that you want this, but that was because they were talking about Shuri and the mantle and all of that other stuff. That's where that came from. Everyone that I knew was talking about recasting T'Challa, and everybody's like, no, the Black Panther and the mantle and this, and Shuri can do it. And I was like, you can't have a black woman replacing a black man. Well, I said, I'm wanting T'Challa, the person T'Challa, not necessarily the Black Panther. They all can be there at the same time. And I think they took that argument and then threw it over here. And then we're supposed, and I take big offense with people trying to act like my intelligence is not there. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about when I say what I'm talking about. So I will be clear. They need to they should have recasted T'Challa. All of this, Nakia and the child, Toussaint and Haiti and all that other stuff.
It's too much, man.
It's too much.
It's like the simplest answer is the best answer. And this is just too much. Arkam's razor is there, and they just keep bypassing the shit. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
I think because I think he is me and Josh is cool, but I think Josh is kind of representative of what people outside of recast T'Challa kind of sees. He's like, because he's not, watching our streams and stuff as frequently. He just kind of sees that, hey, you guys want a black man? The child's name is T'Challa. I mean, what else do you guys want? They're not too.
He should ask.
They don't. But this is
Just
your
ask.
Josh is in the general public, but that is your audience. Those are the people.
He should, and I don't know if he watches this or not. I do think that every now and then, I think he probably has come across some of our stuff.
Oh yeah.
He had what's my name? Comics Explained.
Yeah.
He had him on there, right? He could easily grab Chill. He could easily grab you, me, Pam, anybody, Dre. He could easily grab one of us and see what. Because I hate to say it, as much as Comics Explained, that's my dude. He ain't us. You know what I'm saying? He ain't us. You know what I mean? He could go get. Did he have E-Man on?
Yeah, E-Man's been on, and I've talked to Josh. Josh has watched a couple of my videos. Me and Josh have talked about different things and what I've heard, what he's heard. But is he in tune to want to know the semantics of recast?
That's
T'Challa?
what I'm talking about.
No, Pam said he has to ask, right? He has to ask. Blue says has he had on, which he has. Have you guys ever heard E-Man be like, Toussaint isn't?
Oh no. I'm not looking at E-Man as a representation of what I mean by us going the extra mile. E-Man is not going the extra mile. He might have started, he shot the gun for everybody to run off the marathon.
Salute to all the hard work.
He ain't running the marathon with us. What I'm saying is he knows how to go and get people to talk about the recasting of T'Challa who might share similar skin tone with us, but he doesn't go get, you know what I'm saying, the real free, the grassroots of it, the real people out here with the marching or whatever we do, whatever we're doing, he's not coming to get that. He's going to get the surface people, you know what I'm saying, and then saying, well, I did have I got E-Man,
but he used one of my videos one time talking about this. I made a video and he would like put it on the stream.
That's why I say he know, but does he know? Does he know how passionate?
It's an opinion. It's an opinion, and this is a Caucasian content creator. Salute to him and his lineage and everything. But he was like, if I see a Black Panther and he's with all the Avengers, that's satisfying my needs. It's enough for him.
Right.
And and what we all said during the stream earlier was, well, how does that work? How are the Wakandans gonna take him as the king? How's that gonna be Shuri's brother? We're thinking more of less surface level and more
right, deeper,
more deeper than that because of what it means. I guess more to us, I would say. And that's not an insult. I'm very tiptoey right now because I actually told him I'm doing this, and I messaged him earlier, so I'm not talking about him.
You'd be scared,
with him not here. I don't. It's not that I'm scared. I'm scared. No, you're right. You're Blue. You're right.
Bad about Josh, man.
I know.
We ain't disrespecting Josh.
I know, but that's how I am with all YouTubers. But with him, I'm not that close. Like I can do this about Dre, right? If Dre said something I disagreed with, I can go hard on Dre.
Yeah, nah, you can't be. If Josh is as cool as I think he is, if your name is not James, your last name is not Gunn, I think you're fine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't rock with
good.
James Gunn.
You good.
Oh man.
But no, he don't want to be canceled. But nah, man, it's just with us going that extra mile and going deep, our voices, I would like for our voices to be elevated to the point of a Comics Explained or E-Man, because I don't think they understand they don't actually understand the significance of a T'Challa, of the Black Panther. They just, like what Josh said, oh, well, we get a T'Challa just kicking it with Avengers, I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? What made one of the things that made what you call it, Pam, Two Funerals and a Child, was so the writing and the plot holes in it was so bad because they didn't have a T'Challa. You know what I'm saying? Once you start doing that, your quality goes down. And Marvel's quality, people are already looking at Marvel side-eye already, like, you've been putting out some, you know what I'm saying? Now you want to throw the king or the fake king or you know what? Prime example. What Coming to America. Want to know why that didn't work? Do you want to know why that didn't work?
Well, you talking about
that
the
would be
sequel?
the story.
Oh,
yeah, the sequel to Coming to America.
Okay, got it. Yeah. You're right.
That's what story we're about to get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's exactly what we're going to get with T'Challa or T'Challa Jr. or whatever. That's exact, and it didn't work. It just didn't work. Stuff like that don't work.
Because you still have to explain to me how Nakia them supposed to be the River Tribe, and Namor just swam up on them.
Well, but that's it. They've diluted what Wakanda is. And excuse my language, but they treat Wakanda like a $2 hoe out here. You know what I'm saying? She just laid up, spread wide, and they just running through it. She just handing out vibranium to any and everybody. Lied. Had Queen Ramonda lie. Hey, we ain't giving this shit to nobody. We holding it down. We true Wakandans. Y'all French motherfuckers, y'all can't have this shit. And then next thing you know, here comes Sam flying in. Wakanda man. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Wakanda man.
Because nobody saw Wakanda on the map like that. Anytime they saw them, they saw Wakabi them. They saw them as the border tribe. They thought they was just a little thing. So how is Namor swimming through all their senses? That don't make any sense to me. And then he flooded them with his feet. What was that little thing?
That happened in the comics too, though. But
You
a
know,
part of
but
this
He had
is
the
Marvel.
Phoenix Force, though. He had
he
the
did have a
Phoenix
Phoenix
Force when
Force.
he did that.
But this is Marvel just making things like this okay, because they have set that standard that we will deviate from the comics. We will change things. So I think that's their justification for, if they do, which I completely do not agree with, throwing the child in the quantum realm and the child is an adult. I don't like nothing about that. I can swallow the variant more than I can swallow that. But I think they have opened the door to so many changes that they can justify it. Like, oh, well, Civil War wasn't really Civil War. And look at RDJ as Dr. Doom. And, we can make these changes. So
I don't mind them taking liberty. It's their stories, right? So taking liberties with their own stories.
It's my
I don't
ticket.
mind, but it's certain things that still have to be anchored down in order for those stories to work. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Yeah.
I agree with that, because even if you take Toussaint and throw him in the quantum realm, you still got to deal with the fact that Kang is somewhere down in there, and you
ain't handled Kang yet. You're right, Pam. Like, it's
you still got. I mean, because you've set us up to believe all these little different things in this multiverse, and things mean something over here. But that's why you have the end of credit scenes, and we're looking forward to see all this other stuff.
All the way against.
Yeah, so you set us up to do this, and now we're sitting here thinking like,
if you, my bad, Pam, if you only gonna worry about general audience, don't make shit for the nerds. Don't make shit for people who are in, you know what I'm saying, who are critical and thinking about how this shit works. Just do it for the general audience and call it a day.
Puma Lee says they're the Wizard of Oz. Don't look behind the curtains.
Shit, that skirt been lifted.
Toussaint and Nakia gone be like Ashtray and his dad in Don't Be a Menace. Kang is the beyond, watching all of this outside of the multiverse. The comics refer to it as the Omniverse. Okay.
They're making all types of changes, Cornelius. They look. I'm interested. I'm ready to see what they're gonna do, because I think everything is on the board. Everything is on the board. You can do anything.
And that's bad though, Tina. That's
and
bad.
I don't think that, as much as we care about the T'Challa story, I don't want to say they don't care, but I just think their focus right now is, okay, how do we get RDJ and Dr. Doom to work, and how do we get this overall story together? Their focus isn't on, well, how are we going to make T'Challa work? It's, how does T'Challa fit into this, and how can we make this work? They're not really just focused on that, unfortunately.
Anzo, you jumped in at a great time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you being here. So, what do you call that boy at the end of Wakanda Forever? Before we even get started, because that was a conversation earlier. What do you call him?
I don't really call him anything. He's just the boy at the end of the movie. I don't really think they're gonna go anywhere with that anymore. I never really said like, oh, that's the child or anything like that. Just it is what it is.
You think it's rude to call him child?
No, you can call him whatever you want to. Okay with it.
And then the part we were at actually was defending that kid growing up. They put him in a quantum realm, they make him aged up, and they call him T'Challa. Now you saw the movie, you heard the music, you heard Rihanna, you heard him say, I'm not really Toussaint. My real name is T'Challa. That's my Wakandan name. Did you ever go, I can see that. I can see this kid being T'Challa. Did you ever have that feeling?
That's what you brought me on here for, right? I didn't care, to be honest with you. So when we first talked about it, Danny was the one who brought that up, and I said that sounds so stupid. And then they did it in the movie, and at the point I was like, okay, I could see that's what they were gonna do. Didn't bother me because I figured, he'll grow up, they'll give him the T'Challa name, and he could still do to me, it was like he could still do the same things that T'Challa was supposed to do, Mary Storm and all that, because they gave him the name. They could have still did that with him. They could have still did that with him. You know what I mean?
It's not a race thing. There's people like this. I talk to him all the time. Go ahead. Sorry for interruption.
No, it's okay. I was like, they could still do this. So I didn't.
So when I say you are okay, it is nasty, Blue. Well, you are okay with a character who's not T'Challa to block T'Challa from being on our screens.
I wouldn't say I'm okay with it. I mean, that's what they went with. So I was like, okay, whatever.
So you don't want to be confrontational then. It's more so like because they did it, you're like not the aggressive type. You're not, all right, so that's what the movies are doing. Well, I'll be there for the sequel kind of type shit.
Yeah, because for me, like I said, like I'm a comic book fan. I've always been, but I'm not invested in these characters like you guys are. So I don't care. Like I said, and I've said it many times, I don't care if they race bend characters. That doesn't bother me, right? I'm more concerned about a black man, a black woman getting a job and getting paid. So that's what I've always been, invested in.
That's where I'm kind of at too.
For one movie though, because after they race bend and make them black, they ain't gonna be black no more once they come back out. So it's like a wasted.
But at least they did it.
Or,
you know what I mean?
Or they can be Vixen for the whole fucking life of the franchise.
They could be, or you could have it elevate like a Jonathan Majors, right? Someone, an unknown actor that gets the role, and because he did that role, he's in other things and he's doing big things. That's what I'm concerned about.
So,
you know what I mean?
To tell you what Cornelia said, and Tina, since you nodded your head, to tell both of you guys, they can do both. They can hire Jonathan Majors. They can elevate him like what's happening with Kang. Except instead of playing Kang, he's playing an authentic black character with like melanated skin with brown when they have all the shades. What do we color this character? Brown. We'll do brown. That they can do that, and they're choosing not to do that. And unfortunately, it fulfills the black requirement for their casting. African American check without offering the tangible long-term representation. The foundation is not being built. There's nothing there.
Yeah, I don't like
this is what I said. This is what I said last night, right? Because you can talk about them not doing that. You can try and boycott these movies, and you think that boycotting them is going to give them the message to say, "Oh, well, let's do original characters." That's not the message they're going to get.
Yeah.
They're not going to do black characters at all. Yep. They're not making money, so we're going to just move on.
You're just going to go away.
Else.
Why isn't Shuri Black Panther?
But also,
why did Shuri only get one go at it? Is it because of the money that it made less from the first movie? Yes.
No, I think Letitia just don't want to do this shit. I think if she was gung ho,
that's cope.
All right. And the movie was.
I don't think you lean into it. I don't know about the reason why Shuri is not coming back or whether she comes back or not. But I don't think you lean into that ideology like that. I don't think you lean into my boycott or me not being accepting of this. I might as well just rock with it. Like, I don't think that's the best way to go about it, since, I'm cool. Like, that ain't the best way to go about it, because let's say, I don't know what black characters you like in comics. Let's say you do like a black character and you like, damn, I would love to see, I'm gonna just bring up a name that you'll hate, Night Thrasher. I would love to see Night Thrasher out here kicking ass on the big screen. You will never get that, because they always gonna make Wonder Man. You see what I'm saying? It's always gonna be Wonder Man. He'd be black today and then he'd be white tomorrow.
You could say that, but this is the first time they've done a Wonder Man anything, right?
They should never do a Wonder Man anything. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. They should never do a Wonder Man.
But that has nothing to do with they're saying, okay, so we're gonna do Wonder Man just so we can make it black. That's not what they're doing. It's not they made the Wonder Man and like, okay, we'll make him a black guy, right? It was a part of their plan. So it's not just to sit there and say like, oh well, they're not gonna do this and do that. They might. We don't know.
They went out of their way to make him black. Have you read
the leak?
You could say that, but we don't actually know that though. No, I didn't read the leak. No.
No, okay. I ain't gonna spoil it for
Can
you.
we get away from the race swap conversation, because that's another 3 hours? We're just at the ending of this T'Challa stream, and we got to keep it more about T'Challa. So the opinion exists. Biggerford, do you feel that it's a popular opinion that the acceptance of Toussaint getting older, or do you feel like that's the minority? Do you feel like recasting is okay? I'll ask you one question at a time. Is recasting being received positively from the people on your timeline?
I've seen it positively more than not. So yeah, I guess so. But at the same time, it's only us YouTube guys that care about this stuff. The normal people don't, right? They're still
Pam is not a
see
YouTube guy. Pam cares about it.
Well, I mean, there are a few that don't, obviously, but the majority, normal people, it's like whatever. They're gonna go see it. They're gonna go see it, right? Say what you want to about Wakanda Forever, but it still made $800 million, so people still went to go see it, right? There's a lot of people out there that didn't care that they recast it or not. So it's the same, huh? It is, but it's the same thing. It's like it's a small group, but it has a loud voice, right? That's what it is.
And I think you guys, we should definitely keep talking about it. Because I'm kind of in the middle. I'm with Chill. I'm with Bigger. But voices do matter. They do see this.
Mm-hmm.
They see.
And at this point, I've never been against a recast. Like, you guys can go back.
Yeah.
When it first started, I've always said
at.
they should have recast. They should have recast, right? Then they gave their explanation. I was like, okay, whatever. You know, my thing is they didn't have to kill him. They could have waited. And I've said that many times. You could wait a few years and then do it again if that's really the case. That was always the thing. But now you have a huge studio that's seen what the first Black Panther did, and they figured we're going to go off of the momentum, and they rushed it out there. That's the only reason why they did it, because they could have waited. But they did it because it was a movie that made money. So we're going to make more money by doing a Wakanda Forever. And they also figured it'll get Black women and Black teenage girls to come out and see it now. So that's why they did it.
How did that merchandise sell?
But how does any merchandise really sell?
Merch
like,
goes,
again, huh?
Merch
It does,
goes.
but it'll never be the same as it was when we were growing up. You know what I mean?
And it's a lot of different factors. It's a lot of different factors when you're talking about, like, if we get into the toy conversation, that's different, because when you see Superman, Black boys and Black and white kids are going to buy the white Superman, but when there's a Black character, only the Black girls are going to buy it. Little white girls are not, and that's just the underlying of racism and things like that.
I seen a video. Never mind.
Well, also too, you have to look at. You have to look at
Pam.
that when you're talking about toys and stuff like that. Everything is so gender specific that little girls don't really gravitate to comics and
comic
stuff
books,
like that and things like that.
Superheroes.
So a Shuri doll wasn't going to sell with little Black girls more than it was going to sell for collectors.
Right.
Exactly.
Now, if you're talking about marketing a film to Black women and Black girls, you need a good looking Black man in it.
Agreed.
I tried.
Agreed.
I
agree with that.
And then your cousin got your job. And your cousin got your job in House of Dragons. I mean, you tried.
But no, that's right.
Yeah.
That conversation about the demographic, I think, is a big conversation that I think that they failed on. Because I think Barbie kind of proved that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have the male demographic, like, who buys comics, who watches these things, who's the general, when we talk about the general public, who the general public is. And I think with a lot of the IPs that they released, whether it was trying to get Shuri to get over the Marvels and things like that, they were trying to get a new audience instead of just concentrating on the audience that was already there. And I'm sorry, you're not going to get the girls that you got is the girls that you got. Maybe you might get another 100, maybe, but you know what I'm saying? You're not going to go out and get another million, women to show up just because now it's Shuri. That's just not going to happen. The women who showed up for Black Panther 1 are the same women who gonna show up for Black Panther 2.
But let's be real.
And there's only one character that, well, I'm speaking for myself. There's only one character that's like that I'd come out for, is Storm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But see, Storm is so legacy. She's pulling everybody. Everybody, people who don't even read comic books or know that, you know who Storm is.
It's crazy. I was reading an article. Who was it? Was it Comic Book? Was it comicbook.com? They did like a poll. She was like the number 2 female. It was Wonder Woman, then Storm. I was like, man, that's crazy.
She's so legacy, and she's Black. That helps. That really helps, because when you think about the X-Men, there were other Black characters, but Storm was there. With the other white people, so you would have little Black girls like me, like, oh, I like her.
I like Storm. I want to be like,
and she was powerful, so the men liked her. And y'all, I look, this is something I just found out, and I've been reading X-Men and watching X-Men comics for so long. I never knew y'all romanticized Storm. Where have I been?
Yeah, where you been?
What type of world have I been? I have been so. Like when I made my Storm video and seeing people like, Storm got to be fine. And I'm like, when was that a requirement?
What do you mean?
Always.
That's what. Why you think they went and ran and got Halle Berry? They went and got Halle Berry just for that. Not to be Storm, but just to be a pretty Storm. That's it.
I knew that. I mean, because even when you look at her in the comics and things like that, people were talking about, oh, Black, darker skinned Black women look real good with that salt and pepper or grayish color hair that she has. It's always been, and I don't know if it's, for me, it was never about her being cute. It was always about that regalness that came with it, because she was tall, and in the comics she appeared to be tall and statuesque and had big breasts and a nice rump, and everything was just statuesque. I don't know.
And I always considered her regal. Like I always looked at her like she was regal, but I never knew there was this romanticism.
Roundaway girl. She like Storm.
I never know people romanticize Storm.
And one of the things that was good is she was a tough character. She kicked ass. You know what I mean?
She was written well. That's the thing about it.
Very good.
Whoever the writers was, whenever they was attacking Storm, they attacked her the best way possible. They wrote her the best way. I don't know anybody who that's another thing too. She is a nudist. Like that's like her background. Like she walks around naked. Back in the day, they always used to show Storm naked, flowers. In her little green room and shit.
Giant size X-Men #1. So something interesting that's relevant to this is representation. Bo DeMayo says, this was a Marvel directive. Crew members and I brought up his Afro heritage multiple times. They wanted Latino representation on the team since Storm and Bishop were already Black.
Okay? Bo is lying.
I don't think he's lying.
I don't think he's lying at all. I'm not
because when they attacked him, when they attacked him about the Sunspot situation, that is not what he said.
But
now he's coming back.
He's not under contract and he's telling us the truth.
Yeah, you gotta think about where his position
still
was
rocking
at
with
the
that.
time.
Still rocking with Bo. Okay, I'm out.
I don't think it's a Bo thing. I think anybody could have said this, and I would have believed it. I would have believed they said, "Hey, we're missing a Spanish person, and we need Sunspot to."
It is most definitely believable, but they had a Spanish. Well, I guess he ain't Spanish.
No, they didn't have that. We had an Asian person. We had 2 Black people.
My point is just to say there can be too much Black. There can be too much melanin on screen. So to waste it, the Black representative on the Avengers, to waste it on a character who has no foundation, who won't return or exist in reboots or have other medium appearances, is a waste of finite resources that's too important to risk on Toussaint. Thanks for coming to the stream.
They should have made him Night Thrasher. It would have been the shit.
Thanks for coming to the stream, everybody. We're looking for some Static Shock and less Night Thrashers.
So we coming back after Captain America? I need to have my Friday or Saturday like zeroed off.
I would tell you I got to decide. Me and Darius have to talk it over.
What is there to decide?
Darius don't even need to be here, clearly. He's watching right now. We're
coming after the movie and we talking. We going to tear the movie apart and scrutinize it, or it might be great. I hope it's great.
It could be great. It could be good, man.
I hope it's full Manchurian Candidate, super spies. I want it to be good.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I'm not reviewing the movie. Review embargo. Nope. Not until they can announce some tangible, like we need a project with a black lead that comes out. Once the trailer comes out and once I believe they're doing something meaningful and they're bringing up an authentic character, I can be back on Marvel. But until then, they're not getting any reviews out of me.
They
I'm
got
not doing
Wonder
trailer
Man. What are you talking
reactions.
about?
I'm saying that anything black, anything they could be. It could even be Night Thrasher. And
you got Eyes of Wakanda.
Well, I'm going to see it on Thursday, and I'll be reviewing it on Friday.
So we're not gonna do the stream. So we need to do our own stream without you.
Nah, just not me. Just not me.
I'm with you, Tina. We're gonna get down.
We'll get it together.
Let me know.
That stream happen?
We're gonna do the Friday after it comes out. So it comes out on the 14th. We'll do that following week because I'm gonna be out of town. I can't do it that weekend. I got a wedding.
We're gonna do it the week. So
hello everybody.
Blue or Pam, y'all put it together because I don't know how to set these streams up. Somebody else got to do it. I'll be there.
I'll make it happen. I will make it happen.
Chill, you're not doing Eyes of Wakanda, Iron. Are you not doing Doom? None of this?
Are you just anti-black? What is going on?
No, see that's the interesting thing, right? Because they're black, right? It's black enough, right? Chillmonger, what are you doing? Why could you not support this? Every one of these characters have a ceiling. In Ironheart, she is a secondary form of Iron Man. No matter how hot she gets, we know that the Iron Man is the character with the foundation. With never mind. I saw you eye roll. I'm just saying.
What you are going against what you said something earlier though.
Why? What did I say?
I love when I get chill. I love when I catch you. I catch them all the time. Remember you talking about the Chabi? You talking about the Chabi and making somebody can come in and make that character big. Remember you said that? And now you're walking all that shit back by saying that they have a ceiling. So does a Chibi have a ceiling? Does that black villain who comes in played by Denzel Washington or whoever have a ceiling?
A Chibi doesn't have the ceiling or the Sam Wilson has Steve Rogers. That's his competition. Jon Stewart has Hal Jordan. There's a lot of characters who have what?
Jon Stewart does not have Hal Jordan as competition. Why do you think that? I hate to go there, but why do you think Hal Jordan is in competition with Jon Stewart?
I won't go there. I won't go there. It's fine.
No, go there. It's real. Nope. It should be real quick.
No, it won't be.
It should be.
I would say if you care about black representation, you should boycott if you want to, but it does not really help.
Facts.
Like I said, when they're sitting in the boardroom and they're looking at the numbers, they're not saying, "My God, we need to bring T'Challa back because Ironheart flopped." They're saying black people don't watch this.
Go and look. As
much an interesting predicament that we're in.
Boycott if you should, but think about the long-term effects of I'm boycotting because I want T'Challa back, but that's not what they see. They don't see that you boycotting because of T'Challa. They just see
that it was a
black
people
are not watching the black content that I put out.
You're right. How warped is that? How warped when Wonder Man gets no viewership, they're gonna say black characters don't sell. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, or it can get the one viewership from Chill, and they're gonna be like, well, at least we got one.
At least we got Chill, and he's covering it.
With all of this stuff you want to boycott and don't want to watch, I told you about the comic book with Storm, where you guys you're like, oh, we gotta support this Storm comic where she's having intercourse with Wolverine. Not Wolverine, sorry. Yeah, Wolverine. She's having Wolverine, and you're saying we gotta support this comic regardless, even though you didn't like that situation, but you're still calling for the support of that comic. So
Foundation. This is a character who I cannot risk not supporting. There are 2 Black Marvel characters who get ongoing series who are featured in the big crossover events. There's 2 characters in Marvel, and even when the story is shit, I still gotta buy this. Even though I think that isn't something worth celebrating.
Was Storm and King in Black? A lot of crossover Storm don't show up in. A lot of big events Storm does not show up in. I can tell you that right now, Chill. A lot of big events.
You're right. Night Thrasher's in those ones. You're right. Over the last 20 years, Night Thrasher's been a pivotal point.
20 years. I mean, Night Thrasher's older than 20 years. So, I mean, you talking Foundation, but you be shitting on Night Thrasher. I don't get that. Which one? You got to pick a lane. Got to stay there. Foundation or not. You talk about Captain Marvel. and Monica Rambeau and Foundation, but then Night Thrasher would have been around just as long as damn near Monica Rambeau is no Foundation.
There's totally tiers, okay? There's the Black Panther and Storm who are higher up than
Black Panther
Luke
didn't
Cage.
even have a long
can't finish?
run. What are we talking about? No.
Black Panther has 200 something comic books. What other black character does?
Spawn.
What other Marvel character does?
Whatever Black Marvel character.
See? No one else. That's why I put my chips behind
Okay,
that.
so let me ask you this. So you have Black Panther with all these other
Look
stuff,
what you started,
right?
Anzo.
Now we need to get the other people to get up there, right?
Yeah, you gotta get the other people.
You gotta get the other people up there. Chill.
Look,
you can't just be like, oh well, let's just keep supporting Black Panther. Black Panther get to 500, and fucking Night Thrasher
and everybody else left.
Like
I respect.
We talk about
Jill.
sales charts. I talk about it all the time. I reference them and I show you how
Right, but we
when
need to
Night
change
Thrasher
this.
is scheduled
how
to
sales
only
charts
go
change?
4 issues anyways, it's I'm doing
Because
it. I
you're
said I
not
wasn't gonna do
buying
it. I
it,
said I wasn't gonna
Chill.
do it. Blue.
It's
You
because you're
can-
not buying it. We always end like this too. It's because you're not buying it, Chill. You
I
go and you
look.
buy something that's gonna get the look regardless.
Yeah, and then
Black
I'm gonna
Panther's
be
gonna
out
get
of
the look.
$4. If I just keep buying everyone, I'm out of $4. But if I
Chill,
buy
I'm sorry.
and if I
Look,
concentrate
Chill.
my dollars and my attention and my videos and stuff
Chill.
on Black Panther and on Storm,
Chill. That's one that you can probably. I hate to say it. Marvel don't cancel me, but you might bootleg.
Skip.
That. Maybe you
yeah.
can bootleg.
Yeah, you
that.
can skip. You can skip a T'Challa here. And then it'll
You
be
can bootleg
okay.
T'Challa. T'Challa's gonna make his money.
It's okay,
On the
it's
comic book
straight.
side.
wrong,
He's
wrong.
fine.
Because even
He
T'Challa
is.
gets canceled.
No, he gets rebooted.
Yes, he gets
There's
canceled and
cancellation
rebooted.
and then there's
They all
restarting.
do though.
So which would mean that if I'm gonna support a character, it's gonna be the character who's ever present, and I need to help to not just make him a part of the crossover events, to make him the lead of those crossovers. Iron Man
Hold on,
2020.
wait, hold on,
we
hold
all
on,
watch.
hold on.
We all read Empire from Fantastic Four. We know these crossover events have a lead character in them. And I'm saying,
but you act
next
like
summer-
chill. You act like Black Panther's going somewhere. Guess who is going somewhere? Night Thrasher, because you didn't buy him. Black Panther gonna keep
Good.
doing
Let, let Marvel's 87th top character go out. There are
this is
5 more
wild.
black
But let-
characters.
hold on.
You're not letting me finish. Don't argue with me about representation and then
That's
cut
not
me off at the middle of the
That's
sentence,
representation by
which makes it.
subtraction.
When I say fine, don't cut me off to make it to paint me in a picture.
Weren't
That's
you
not helpful.
supporting
We're not getting
Ironheart
anywhere,
for a long
and there's
time?
5 of us here, so it's not useful. I'm out. Thank you for
Weren't you
coming,
supporting
everybody.
Ironheart for a long time?
We've been trying to end it. This was a T'Challa video.
Yeah, but
This
weren't
was
you
a
trying
movie
to
video.
support Ironheart for a long time?
Yeah, I'm
Is
out
it-
on Ironheart now. No more.
I'm rocking with
Okay.
Ironheart, baby.
But you were supporting her, so she's a lower character that you were trying to support.
You're
so
right.
why couldn't you do to the rest of them?
But no, but I'm saying that was wrong to do. Well, I wasn't wrong to do. Brian Michael Bendis was in charge. We didn't really see the future of it, but now there's enough of a pattern to know what her place is in Marvel, where there's no way I'm going to keep spending money on that. I'd rather buy 2 issues of Black Panther.
This whole MCU is built on second tier characers that got elevated.
Iron
Like this is
Man,
crazy.
They started with the second tier
They
character. Iron Man
started
might
with
have
the
been B-list at that time.
You guys move like CB Cebulski has a black agenda where he wants to make black characters just as popular as the white ones. What are we talking about
Money
here?
talks, chill.
Yeah,
You're right.
it's
Money
money.
talks. You're
It's
right.
money.
Money talks.
You're right. You're right.
So if
wanna
you're
go spend
saying
your
Money
money on the one that's gonna make money regardless.
that's gonna be there regardless.
Thanks for coming to the Black Panther recast.
Kill is
follow.
anti-black. He don't like any other black man. He's
I'm starting
anti-black.
to chill. I'm starting to
What is this picking and
side
choosing
a
your
little
blacks,
bit
chill? You can't pick and
there.
choose your blacks.
I mean,
I'm
Y'all
not picking and
watch
choosing.
Ironheart and
I'm
Eyes of
reporting to
Wakanda.
you that the film
And
company
Captain
and
America.
the publishing company have selected who are the 2 characters who are going to be on that big panel
Chill,
against.
right?
You cut
But
me
that's
off
what we're
again. See?
getting at.
You
Chill
did
is the
exactly what I said,
Illuminati.
right? Didn't I
No,
say
Chill
if
is
you
the
cut me off
Illuminati.
halfway? No, let's go with the narrative. Killmonger hates black characters.
Chill is the Illuminati. You hear me? He is
Chill.
the
You are
Illuminati.
absolutely right. Marvel has picked the 2 top tier black characters that they are always.
They're not
gonna
even
put
top
in
tier.
stories.
They're not even top tier black characters. They're just the top of the black characters.
No,
That's what he
they're
said. Top tier black pair. Top tier
Storm
black.
is a top tier Marvel character who was
How big is the tier?
What you mean? How big is the tier?
How many people are in this tier?
There's one, and then there's. What do you mean?
So the poster behind
Chill is
you.
anti-black women.
The poster behind you there is a top tier character right there. See him?
Spider-Man.
See him?
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Mhm.
You called Storm a top tier character. We know she is miles in popularity from Peter.
What does
Now
that
we
How
gotta
many
do
members are in this top
tiers.
tier?
What does that mean?
It
Now
means you called Storm top tier, and I'm
Yeah, she's
asking
still
you
top tier.
in what? Like she's one of the top 10, one of the top
You
30?
can't. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. You have Spider-Man,
Yeah.
Batman.
Superman.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even hold on. I don't
Yes.
even know if Superman is still in that discussion, but we'll throw him
Right. Throw
we'll
him
throw
in
him
there.
anyway.
Yeah.
So
right?
how many
You got-
names
hold
can
on,
you
wait,
throw
hold
in
on,
there?
Jill. Wait. Those characters just are out of the fucking stratosphere. They not even here. Spider-Man has been making bad comics for the past 5 years. People been like, what the fuck is this bullshit? But guess what? They buy it only because it's Spider-Man.
Not my point.
So or they don't buy it at all. And I guarantee you, Marvel will still
make Spider-Man.
Well, you knew where I was going with it. That's why you changed the topic about
then
Spider-Man can have bad comics.
The
The question is, you called her top tier, and I was exposing
is
how
top
stupid it
tier.
is that
She
you
is
called
a
her top
top-tier
tier.
character.
How many
Storm will
characters
show
are
up
ahead of
in-
Storm?
Storm will show up in a
She's a
major
top-tier
storyline.
character.
Regardless.
Sure, you said it too, Tina. Let me go to you. Tina, how many characters are ahead of Storm in this top tier that she's part of? How many more topper tiers characters are there? 20.
So this is what I think. I think if you
Okay.
get a group of people together,
You're not
right?
answering. You're not answering.
Because it's a nuanced answer. It's not
Oh.
like
You trying to make it black and
Spider-Man
white.
and
It's not a
Batman.
black and white.
Yeah, it's not a black
not
and white
black
thing.
white thing.
When you are talking about major characters in comic books, Storm is gonna be in that list somewhere, even if it's just
Okay.
I forgot a black person.
Okay, she's on a list. You're right. She's
She'd
someone on
be
the list.
higher than Black
Where,
Panther.
Tina, on the
She's
hierarchy is she
she's
on this
higher
list?
than
She's
Black
higher
Panther
than Black
for
Panther.
sure.
She's higher
Okay.
than Black Panther.
Okay, now where is she on overall characters? Where is she on the list?
Okay, but how long is the list, right? Because we're saying you can still have a list of 75 characters and still be top tier if you have thousands of characters.
Anzo, you answered my question. You can be a top 75 character in top tier. I disagree, but thank you for defining top tier. Appreciate it.
Well, no, you can, because if you look at the NBA, they have the top 75. Those are the best
they're
75
still
players in the
great players.
NBA. They're top tier. So you can still say even if she was 75, she's still a top
She's a
tier
top tier
character.
player.
So in the NBA, the top 75 players to ever have played are top tier players, which I would
Right.
agree with. In comic books, the top 75 characters are not all top tier characters. But if you disagree, I respect. At least you
Because I think
answered
you're
me.
thinking about comic books. You got to think about, like, in all mediums, you got to think about when we're making an X-Men movie, who has to be here?
Storm.
Okay, then. So what are we talking about?
You're
even
not
in
doing
the-
X-Men without Storm, because people
How
don't
many,
be like,
how
what the
many
fuck is
X-Men
going
are
on?
in X-Men?
But we've had
Plenty,
X-Men movies, and what
plenty
position was
characters.
Storm in those movies?
It doesn't matter about her
It don't matter.
position.
She was there. She was there. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
No. It matters. Being there is not enough. You have to be.
No, it's not enough. You're right. Once I make the
thank
movie, should I make a good Storm representation of Storm? But she's there, is what I'm saying. That makes
She's there.
You're not making this movie without Storm.
I'm not making a movie without
You
Storm.
like, I gotta have Storm.
We could make Dark Phoenix without Storm.
You
But hold
could.
on.
You could.
But you're not.
Even if you're saying, right, she's not first. Like, if you look at those movies, Wolverine was the top guy in all of them, right? So
Yeah.
everybody else was
Everybody
lower
was
than
second tier.
Yeah, everybody.
So shout out to the word top tier and the 10-minute thing that we just went down.
Chill, you're just wrong and loud. You strong with it.
And it also goes against your complete whole thing of we should not.
Oh, you guys want to dedicate
race
time to
swap.
this? You guys want to do this on the non-recast Tchalla stream? We can dedicate. You want to do it tomorrow?
No.
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
Chill, wait, no, we can do it right here, right now, because people.
No,
are still
I don't
here
feel like
that
doing it now
engaged in
anymore.
This conversation. Why?
Because it's
Come
called the
on,
recast
come back with his
Tchalla stream.
homework, man.
That ain't changing.
Yeah, you're gonna go. Yeah. You gotta
ain't
go.
changing
You gotta go
nothing.
think about what he's gonna
Change the
say
name
for
of the
tomorrow's
stream.
stream.
Change the name of the stream.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Time out.
Recast Tchalla
Okay, time
plus
out.
more.
All right, look.
But they know,
I'm
yeah,
afraid,
plus
right? I'm
more.
afraid, right? Darius, shout out to you. I'm gonna hit end the stream right now.
Don't end
Everyone,
it.
join me in 3 minutes. I'm gonna create a new link. We're gonna be live on the
3
Chillmonger
minutes. If I
YouTube
get
channel.
up, I'm gone.
We're-
What are you talking about? What are you talking about in 3 minutes? Look, they said
But you
do
don't
it
want
now.
to do it.
We want to hear it. That's what they saying. Keep it going. What are you talking about?
All right.
You be
This
trying
is
to
the
keep shit clean and like you one of them, huh? No, let's talk it. Let's
So-
right here, right now. In 3
When
minutes,
I
I'm
do a
calling.
video on Planet Fanatics' channel and I tell him
Oh,
that's
it
the
is his
topic,
channel.
I don't do
What did Darius
other.
say? Is he in the chat? He in the chat?
Darius is probably asleep.
Sleep
So-
somewhere.
In
Darius
3
gonna be
minutes,
like,
I'm
damn, this
going
shit got hella
live.
engagement. That's
In
he gonna
3
wake up and be
minutes,
like,
I'm going
damn, this shit
live.
got hella engagement.
In 3 minutes, I'm gonna go live on my YouTube channel. I just muted every single one of these guys. Look, they're all muted. They can't do anything about it. So I am gonna go live, and they'll all have the links, and we can do it there. But the reason for this stream is recasting T'Challa, not about arguing whether how Chillmonger supports black characters and what he does with his dollars. Shout out to everyone who joined. Thumbs us up if you haven't already. Appreciate everyone who super chatted already. We're out, but in 3 minutes, because these guys are all not cowards here, in 3 minutes, Tina and Blue and Pam and Anzo, they're going to be with me arguing this. And it's not because I'm running away or I have to think about it. It's because I respect Planet Fanatics' streams.